Cool. Hello, world.
Hi, Internet.
Hello!
We're back.
For
Or, I
better
guess
or
this-
for worse.
Or I guess this would actually be the first. So we're not back, we're beginning. Anyways, welcome all. This is the Tales of Midcryu game that I've created for you all. I hope you all enjoy. Everyone has read their background, so they should know whereabouts they are. So, today's tale, we will start with the three companions currently on a cart heading southward to Pavel's Grove. I believe you should know who you are. It's about just after noon. You're currently passing through some lovely wheat fields, but you can see what looks to be a forest off in the distance, maybe 2-3 miles off. The weather's nice and warm on this sunny day in Scenaria. You are rolling along quite pleasantly, enjoying the fresh air. If you guys would like to introduce your characters and what you're currently doing.
I'll start then. I am Orryn Fateweaver, a chronology magic Svirfneblin wizard, and very, very old and crotchety, and am currently just in the back of the carriage. Did you say?
Cart.
Got a cart.
Cart. Poring over my spell books.
All right. Who wants to go next? Grayson?
Might as well, yeah. Yep. My name's Grayson Aldenpaw. He'd be chilling also on the cart, not in the back though. He'd be, up front. Hand on the reins, just kind of watching the road, just appreciating the beautiful weather.
All right, Platt, you're up.
Name's Platt. I'm walking next to the cart. I don't fit on the cart too well, so I gotta lead it on. Just
All right.
enjoying the day, though. Nice day for walking.
All right. As the three of you continue in relative silence down the road, you come upon two other travelers heading in the same direction. One appears to be a white-scaled Dragonborn, and the other appears to be a Tabaxi. If you two would like to describe yourselves.
You did a good job. Jasnah is a tall, probably thinner than most Dragonborn that you've seen. She's stately. She's not she's pushing the tail end of middle age, but she seems spry enough as she's up and going and moving with a purpose.
All right. And I don't know how to say your character's name yet.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Amavasya.
Amavasya. All
I'm gonna
right.
call you Ash.
Whatever works.
So, Amavasya is a tall, black with white striped tabaxi, and they are mostly fluff. Literally. And they can be seen kind of just chilling with their rat Dusk.
All right, a few moments, and the cart is gaining on the two of you.
Hello there. How's the road treating y'all?
Fine enough.
Good, good. Turtle's just smiling, walking.
Can he make any other expression?
You can, you don't want to see them. Don't want to see them.
Oh no.
Don't make him frown.
Fair enough.
So this
Well,
cart,
friends, where are you headed? Sorry.
Wait, do we have what? We have 2 carts, right? Because Turtle has one, and then Grayson has one.
You have a cart too?
I have a cart too.
Are you just pulling your own cart?
No, I have a donkey.
Oh, okay.
I'm leading the donkey. I can't sit in the cart. I'm too heavy.
Oh, so you're just...
So yes, there are 2 carts.
Excellent.
are they leading
460 pounds.
You can fit in a cart.
Yeah, me, and that's it.
Jens,
Are these
what do
carts
you have to
laden
do?
with things?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Mine just has like, have you ever gone to a Renaissance fair and you see the dude with the cart that just has a whole bunch of random yieldy shit in it?
Yeah.
Ye old cart of shit.
Ye old junk drawer.
As they were called.
Rare magic item, the cart of shit.
just got like piles of stuff.
It's like that one robe where you pull off items.
Yeah,
except
it's
so
like-
many more things.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like the robe of useful items, but less
Yeah.
on the useful part.
And just more of
Has
the
the
item.
DM looked at my inventory?
The DM has not looked at your
The
inventory,
DM
but
should look at my inventory.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Well, if it was all just
oh
forks.
Jesus Christ!
Just a couple thousand forks.
Yeah, that's actually surprisingly not the worst I've seen. I think actually my inventory in a different game is actually kind of worse. But yeah, it's a
Remember.
lot of stuff.
So, we are heading to Pavel's Grove, actually. And she's kind of eyeing the carts a little bit. Would you be amenable to taking on passengers?
We're headed same destination. Climb aboard. And he'd just kind of slow the cart down.
Grayson takes it full speed. Jump on!
Gotta hop on while we're moving. Ain't losing any sunlight.
I think that was easy enough. And,
Are you slowing down?
Yeah, no, he'd slow down and stop and let him hop on. Give him a hand if they need it.
At this point, the
Amavasya
joke
is gonna wait
out.
until Jasnah is on, until they jump aboard.
Grayson will extend a hand to either of them. Just, name's Grayson Aldenpaw. I'm sure you've heard of me.
Is he a merchant?
Yes, he is a merchant. He's a well-known merchant, but much more so in the East. He just has a big ego. So it's
Got it,
entirely
okay.
up to you whether you've heard of him or not. If you've been East, maybe.
What time is it about?
It's a little bit afternoon. Based off of the maps that you have, or at least the directions that you were given, you should be in Pavel's Grove just at about sundown.
Anyone opposed to lunch?
I imagine it's as good a time as any.
I just slowly reach into the and pull out a bow
From the shell.
from inside the shell,
Jeez.
Yes.
which tells you that there is more stuff to be seen.
that's
Be right back.
odd.
He goes to wander into the nearby wood.
I'll watch your cart.
Doing some land fishing.
Doing some land fishing.
Is that
Alright.
usual?
I'll try to find lunch while they set up a stop.
All right. Give me a survival check.
See if Roll20 will behave.
50-50 shot.
Hey!
There you go.
It's being kind today.
Huzzah! All right. While you're off hunting, you managed to
Because I have
catch a couple of hares, and you do come across. Like at this point, you guys would have gotten a bit closer to the woods, and you find a couple of berry bushes. Managed to.
Because I have Natural Explorer, when I forage, I find twice as much food as I normally would.
That is true. So yeah, you find 2 berry bushes, and about 8 hares. Then you managed to get. You're good for a few days.
I'll just come wandering back out, carrying all the dead rabbits. I found lunch. For a while.
How'd you find so many? You know what? Don't want to know. Well done.
I know, I shot one, and there was a second one at the end of the first one. And then I did it again. And again. He just sits down, places the rabbits, and starts skinning them.
Impressive.
Amavasya is just gonna kind of shoot a what the fuck look over to Jasnah. Like, who is this turtle?
Someone we want on our side.
Walks over to the cart, reaches an arm in without even looking, grabs something, a whole bunch of stuff shifts, and he pulls out a giant iron pot. Starts walking it back over.
How do you know everything is in there?
I've organized.
I imagine the cart looks anything
like
but
a disaster area where everything is.
He has a system, okay?
Whereas I imagine Grayson's cart is very orderly. There's not a lot in it, but a couple stacks of books, some paper, and it's all just nice, neatly sorted. There's a little sitting spot for Orryn and now the 2 new friends.
Jasnah looks almost offended at the thought of that being organized. She looks over to the dishes, just nose in the air,
I'm picturing Platt's cart kind of like the scene from Labyrinth, where there's the giant dump.
So picture the dump from Wall-E.
You mean
It's all just compressed cubes.
It's all stacked in weird ways. Like things are in reverse pyramids.
How they don't fall over while the cart is moving, you guys have no idea. But it seems to work for him.
It's incredibly impressive.
Takes his mess kit out, puts it down, takes the iron pot, sets it on a fire, starts making hare and berry stew.
Yeah, Orryn has not really acknowledged much that's happening. He's still looking through his books, but when you build up the wood for the fire, he'll just kind of without looking just firebolt it to start the fire.
Thank you. Like I was saying, it's a system.
After about an hour, the stew's been cooked and eaten quite well. Now that lunch is over, what are you guys going to continue on?
If it's all the same with everyone, let's be off.
Alrighty then. About A few hours later, as you guys are passing through the forest, it's quite lively. It smells like early spring, which it is. You see a couple animals crossing the trail, but nothing too big. But sun begins to set, gets darker in the woods a bit quicker than usual. But you stay on the path and you manage to make it to town. You see a small little stream, crossing through the woods, with a little bridge going over it, which is where you guys are coming in from. Looking around, it seems to be a fairly small town. Maybe 50 buildings there, so there are a couple of people just kind of milling about. They see you and a couple nod at you to give a smile and a friendly wave. But aside from that, they just turn back to whatever they're doing, either be it bringing in the laundry or just kids playing.
Yeah, as they ride, and Grayson will just kind of give like friendly waves to people.
Jasnah's just watching everything, like just very curious in how she like takes everything in.
As we pull into town, a tressum will land on Orryn's shoulder. One that looks about like that in the chat there. She's as grumpy as he is.
Dusk is now deeply tucked away in, my robe and her carrying case. And I kind of briefly stop to do that because as Grayson is waving all joyfully, Amavasya is going to be behind in the cart, just kind of mimicking. And they're going to pause to stash the rat.
You're stashing the rat. All right. Good to know. Looking around the village, it appears that the majority of the people around are human. You see a couple of half-elves and a few dwarves, but mostly humans here. Rolling up, you come up to what looks to be the largest building in town. There's a stable directly next to it with a few carts pulled in. You see a number of larger men walking into the building, mostly in groups of 3 or 4. Out front, you see what looks to be a wrought iron sign hanging over the door of a man with the hat tipped over his face, little Z's coming out of his mouth, with his head on a log, or sorry, not a log, a stump. Underneath it says, the Woodsman's Rest.
So you said it's evening now?
Yes, the sun is just going down.
Well, that looks like a fine place for an evening.
And thank you both for the escort. How much would you like in payment for the ride?
Oh, don't sweat it. We're walking the same ways, anywho. Better to stay in groups, anyways. Makes bandits less likely to attack. So, your presence is payment enough. And he gives just like a big, goofy grin.
Very noble of you, sir. And she's going to get down from the cart, and she's noticeably achy. Like, you get the feeling that like she doesn't travel like this often or ever. But she doesn't complain about it, but she's just like, needs to stretch, tail's asleep.
There are similar noises as Orryn gets down off the cart. He is very old.
The two old folks. As you guys are approaching the tavern, a young boy runs up to you, Platt. Take your cart in for you, mister?
That would be fine.
He reaches up and for the reins and pulls your cart off to the side, unhitches your donkey, and brings the donkey over to the stables.
Thank you, son.
No problem, sir. You gonna be staying here for the night?
I reckon so.
Go
He's
talk
looking
to...
at Grayson as he's saying that.
Yeah, we'll be staying for the night. I don't
Alright,
think we're going to try and travel now. Not this
You
week.
can talk to the owner, Horse. He's inside at the bar.
Horse, did you say?
Horace, sorry. My bad.
Horace, yes.
Please don't tell him I said that.
Walk into the bar. We're looking for horse.
Before Platt goes in, he walks over to the Dragonborn that's been traveling in them for half the day. Here, try one of these. He holds his hand out and a bunch of berries appear in his hand.
Thank you.
Helps with the aches.
She'll take a couple and just bow her head and shoulders. Thank you very much.
Platt's a little quiet, but he means well.
The boy would
Grayson
go
will
up
bring his
and...
cart over to the same, where
Okay.
he'll just kind of follow behind where the kid brought.
Oh yeah, the
Platt's
kid
cart.
was coming up to you as you're already approaching.
Gotcha.
The rest of you did notice that he looked very, he kind of went red in the face and kind of pale when you shouted horse into the bar. Speaking of which... Hopefully the music's playing right. You enter in. There are a number of tables set up, all around, with a lot of, quite jacked men sitting around, most of them. A few families and a few frailer, farmer-looking people off on the side, but it seems to be mostly, very jacked men. Off on the right-hand side, there's a bit of a raised platform with what looks to be a piano and some dwarf drunkenly asleep on the piano. There's a sign above it that says, "The Amazing Pete." What would you like to do?
Did anyone respond to the call for horse?
Oh, right. Yeah, a couple of guys at one of the closer tables just kind of look and give a bit of a chuckle. You mean Horace? Yeah, he's at the bar.
As Jasnah's going to head over to the bar in search of somebody who seems to know things, or would possibly know things.
Or is horse-like in any way.
Oh, damn, my picture got deleted. Damn.
Orryn will head over to the bar as well.
Breathe, it's okay.
Okay. Well, anyways, you guys approach the bar. You see a very large man talking with a couple of what looks to be a local woodsman. He's cleaning a mug. Full beard. Does not appear to be smiling at all. But looks over to a lot of you as you approach. What can I get for you?
Well, Jasnah will step up and is like, well, first off, I would like a room for myself and my companion here, she says and gestures to Amavasya. Oh,
This is Horace.
Hooray.
Joy
Big
happens. Okay.
But yes, he is looking down at the lot of you. He was a very big man. Shouldn't be a problem. Don't have too many travelers right now.
And I do have a question if you're willing to answer.
Sure. What can I get for you?
I'm looking for another man, another Dragonborn by the name of Yorash. Do you know if he's still around these parts? I heard he was here.
You're looking for Yorash?
Orryn will visibly react to the name.
Platt
He's
will
kinda
lift
like-
his head and just turn and smile when he hears the name. That's convenient.
You hear a
Amavasya-
low chuckle come from him.
Amavasya is now instantly a little bit on edge, considering they've now realized that everybody else recognizes the name. They're also still watching the bird cat thing.
Grayson just kind of raises an eyebrow, like, "Oh, that's coincidence."
You wouldn't have
Jasnah's
to
like
tell me
not
looking
actually
for him.
paying attention. She's focused on the big man in front of her because this is information that she wants. So well, I here's a lot of typing.
Same.
Oh, whoops. I was pressing the wrong key that entire
Oh
time.
no!
Oh my god.
A lot of exploits, a lot
Yeah.
of dialogue is now lost
Oh.
in ether.
Seriously?
Oh.
Okay, you hear a low chuckle come from him, just a huh, huh, huh. You and half the town are looking for him. He went missing up about a week ago, and you see him point behind you. There's a notice board with a number of different missives and what looks to be proclamations posted on it. One of which what looks to be a very poorly drawn sketch of a blue-scaled dragonborn, with the words "missing" printed in big above. 50 gold reward for any information on location of Yorash.
She kind of just like, huh? And then let like her shoulders slump for a
That's
moment,
nice
but then she like
convenient.
straightens right back up. Missing as in wanted, or missing as in vanished?
Vanished. Disappeared. No one really knows where he went. Plus, he still owes rent on the house he was renting. Mayor really wants him found.
Speaking of the mayor, is he still in at this hour, or is he gone to bed for the eve?
I think they'll be coming in anytime now. They're normally the last one back with the rest of the men.
Alright, if you could just point him out for me, I have a letter to be delivered to him.
You hear a loud slam as the doors opened quite abruptly, and you see
I
looks to
hear
be
the
like
slam of politics. That must be him.
you see a very large, burly man, kind of dwarfs, like not quite dwarfs the man that you're currently speaking with, but quite tall, clean shaven, well coiffed hair. You see him walking in, flanked with about 4 other men, all looking like woodsmen as well.
Jasnah's wondering what these people eat that they get so huge.
Must be something in the water.
Trees.
Looks like the mayor's walking in now.
Thank you, kind sir. And I put a gold on the counter.
He gives you a nod. Give me a perception check, Platt.
And we go to real dice.
Sorry, that's just so perfect. Okay, all right. Carry on.
Looking around the shell for a moment.
Yeah, I'll use Chronal Shift to have him re-roll that.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
that's better. That was a 16 plus 6. So 22.
Okay. Well, most of the group of you have your eyes on the large, well-coiffed man. You actually notice a sixth individual who walked in with the rest of them. It looked to be about a woman, about, say, 25, 26 years old, walking in just behind the rest of the men. You're surprised that none of the rest of your group really noticed her with her bright red hair. But she looks to be wearing the same attire as the rest of the gentlemen who came in. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, Jasnah's like, forgetting about paying for the room and going over to the board to see what's what info is there, if any, about Yoresh being missing, or if it's
Alright.
The Tressum will also fly over to the board to read it, and as attention has shifted from the barkeep, Orryn will ask the barkeep, if Yoresh isn't here, have you heard of a gnome in town named Atana?
Can't say I have. Not too many gnomes come through here. Jumping over to Jasnah, you're checking out the board, and in a bit more fine print, it seems that Mayor Wolfsong has a 50 gold reward. Pardon me. For anyone who can bring any information as to Yorash's location. It just says to speak to Lady Wolfsong if they have any information to bring to them, or that might be prevalent. And if they need any more information on such events, to speak to Mayor Wolfsong. Was there anything else I can do for you, sir? Jumping back to, I'm sorry.
Orryn.
I'll get used to Orryn. I'll get used to the character names quickly. Just yeah. Is there anything else I can get for you?
Nah, that'll be it. It looks more visibly disgruntled than usual.
Well,
which is saying something.
Well, the 6 individuals go and take a seat at what looks to be a regular table that was available to them. Horace is already getting a bunch of mugs of ale prepared for the group. What are the rest of you doing?
Grayson will go to clap a hand on Orryn's shoulder. Remember what happened last time he did that, and just kind of be near him instead. Don't worry, Orryn. Sure, we'll find this guy for you. Town's only so big.
Mm,
And Yasno,
appreciate it.
Yasno head back over. I'm interested in perhaps visiting the missing Dragonborn's home. Perhaps there may be some clues to where he went. I'd really like to speak with him if possible.
I'd join you for that.
I have a letter delivered to him.
Oh, well, Platt goes, I follow. He tends to get in trouble when he's alone.
Are you guys
He
just
smiles.
talking amongst yourselves?
And then he goes over to the mayor's table.
The individuals there look up, and the larger individual speaks up. So, what can I do for you?
Mr. Mayor,
Who's asking?
courier, I have a letter for you. And he reaches into one of the holes in the shell and pulls out the letter and places it on the table.
The large man picks it up, just kind of looks at it, looks to you. And he hands it over to the small female next to him. Letter for
Don't
you,
know
Lady
who's it
Wolfsong.
from. What was that?
He passes the letter over to the small female that was with them and says, letter for you, Lady Wolfsong. She reaches down, opens it up, looks back to you. Who gave you this letter?
Didn't get a name. Was just paid to deliver.
Her face kind of goes a little dark. Fine. She reaches into her into her pouch and tosses you a small pouch.
I'll catch it.
Your payment.
Tuck it away. Into a different shell hole.
How many do you have?
You're starting to notice, as people watch him do things, that it's not just the arms, head, and leg holes. There's actually bits of the shell that have been, like, opened and have been made into large pockets.
Oh, jeez. Was there anything else?
Nope,
Was
that's
that all
it.
you had to deliver?
I have another one for you missing fella, so I'll probably be looking into that.
Yoresh?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, where's that damn lizard?
Couldn't tell you, but I'm good at tracking.
Well, if you're so good, maybe you'll actually be able to find him so I can finally get his damn rent.
I do hope so. I'll be over at the bar with the grumpy old men.
Grayson just shoots like a little finger gun at that.
Well, if you are looking for him, we do know the last two people he spoke with about a week ago. That would be Threp and Sister Slavrilla. Apparently he went and bought something from their shops, went home, and nobody's seen him since. If you have any information on him, I would be much appreciative.
I'll do it a good looking man. Platt will bow his head and take a step back and then turn and walk back to the rest of the group.
She lifts a tankard in your direction, and a lot of them go back to drinking.
And then I will discreetly check how much is in the pouch now that the exchange has been finished.
Looks to be about 15 gold.
Wonderful.
What is everybody else doing while he's off?
Grayson will probably talk with the bartender and get a room.
And Yasua will want to ask if he knows, like, apparently since he owes money on a house, like, where that house is.
Also, can we get those two names spelled out?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Half the fun is misspelling everything.
But I don't remember them because I was too busy being in character.
Yeah, I did not spell that even close to right.
Neither did I.
Well, who thinks I actually spelled it right? It's right for my world, at least. Actually, I have something better. Because I have one of these for every NPC.
Kind of sliding.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
These don't
Awesome,
look
thank
to
you.
be loading. I don't know if it's just me.
There is no picture on these two.
Okay.
They're just in there, so it's like a directory of people you've met.
While everything's going on, Amavasya is going to be listening in and observing conversations linked to the table of political people. I forget their titles.
Lady Wolfsong, or the mayor. Go ahead and give me stealth and then perception check. Unless you're not trying to be subtle.
1 second. Oh, I have so many pop-ups.
All the pop-ups.
Okay, so stealth. 14 plus 6 for 20
Okay.
for stealth. When I was rolling for perception.
Perception, yeah, to try and listen in. You manage to sit down at a smaller stool not too far from them so that you don't think you're noticed.
Right, and then I have a total 10 for perception.
Listening in, you don't hear too much, mostly snippets of long day at work. I hope the mill's doing better. Damn payments. Couriers keep missing. And that's about all you get.
I just lost my pen. There it is.
The rooms are 7 copper per night per person.
Oh god, math.
More than Orryn has.
I got you, buddy.
As for Jasnah asking as to where the place is, he's like, oh yeah, it's just around the corner from here. It's locked up currently, but we had some other people who in town who were looking into things. Gave the key to the blacksmith. He takes care of that kind of thing. Nobody really messes with him, so if you need to keep something safe, we give it to him. If you need it, you can probably talk to him tomorrow. So you don't go breaking any windows or anything.
I'm also going to get around. I'm going to buy the rooms for my 2 companions. I'm also going to buy a round of drinks for them. And while I am sitting there drinking, I'm going to use. I'm going to use my primeval awareness. And just sit quietly for a minute.
Well, thank you, Platt.
So what's your favorite enemy?
Monstrosities.
All right. You extend your senses into the earth and the wilds around you. You're not picking up anything. No monstrosities within... What's the range again?
5 miles.
Yeah, you're not sensing any monstrosities within 5 miles.
That's good.
And a mug of ale for everyone would be... hold on, Matt. Uh, 2 silver.
Okay.
What's the racial composition of the town or the bar here? It's mostly human?
Yeah, looking through it looks to be about half the town looks to be human. You see a couple of dwarves in here, so 15% dwarves, 25% half elves, and a little 10% of mix of everything else.
Okay.
Most of them appear to be loggers, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do with this evening?
Grayson will just kind of chat with other patrons in the bar, just get a feel for like what the economy in this town and area is like, because he's never really traveled this far west, at least not for quite a few years.
Sure. Just give me a give me a persuasion check. Just let's see how persuasive you are to get these people to.
All right. Ooh. That's a rough roll.
We've been on the road a while. Need a bath.
Few people talk with you pleasantly, but whenever you start asking about money and the economy here, it was mostly just say, work in the mill, nothing really else.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're not getting too much from them. You do kind of smell.
Told you.
I do not smell. And then he just prestidigitations the smell away. Temporarily, just like, see.
What's everyone's passive perceptions?
16.
13.
Mine is 12, and my Tressum is 15.
13.
It's 12.
All right, 15 and up. You guys hear, well, actually, yeah, no, all of you would actually notice this. You hear a loud thump as the piano plays a little bit, as the amazing Pete, as his name, his title card demands, falls off the stool behind the piano and onto the ground, still passed out drunk.
Is he okay?
Horace just kind of shakes his head. He came into town not too long back. All he's done is drink away whatever coin he's made. I think tonight it's going to be the last night before I kick him out.
Ah. Wonder what happened to the sorry bastard.
Sorry, what was that?
I wonder what happened to the sorry bastard. And then just takes a sip from his own drink.
Horace just kind of shrugs and continues moving down the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Orryn's gonna take 10 minutes and just ritually cast Detect Magic. Just see if there's anything of interest in the room.
Okay. With that, you feel some sort of enchantment around Jasnah, some pendant you notice. It appears that Pete has, it's not hidden, but apparently he has a rapier on his side that has some sort of enchantment, as well as a necklace on Elwyn that is also enchanted.
Okay.
Aside from that, you don't get anything too magical other than the two familiars in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like he might see a little something by Grayson, like on Grayson's shoulder, just a blur.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the one on Grayson's shoulder would be
There's-
illusion.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Forgot. My bad.
What is the one on the, what is it, Lady
Wolf Song.
Elwyn? Yeah, what's the school of magic on?
Enchantment.
Oh, it's enchantment too. Okay.
Yeah. There are 3 enchantments, 1 familiar, and 1 illusion.
Okay.
Unless anyone had anything else to do this evening, you can all have a nice long rest, sleeping in your averagely so comfortable beds in the tavern upstairs.
Orryn will take the time to ritually cast alarm before going to bed around his room.
Okay, duly noted.
That's a nightly thing. He does that wherever they are.
Yep, fair enough.
Good to know.
Drawing a blank. Did Jasnah already pick up rooms, or was it discussed possibly?
No, she was going to get the room for the both of them. Which I'm sure
One
they would
room
have
for the
made
two
her
of you?
pay before getting actually going,
Yeah.
but yes.
Okay, got it.
7 copper for the night.
She's easily distracted by things that catch her interest.
Platt doesn't sleep on the bed. He goes into the very middle of the room and just folds into his shell.
That's adorable.
Here's why.
No,
He sleeps with a 21 AC.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shiznits.
also because the bed probably couldn't support your weight.
No,
Yeah.
probably not. There's a
Yeah.
lot of, going up the stairs involves a lot of...
Fair enough. I have to work around this in some way. Huh.
Ambush me, motherfucker. Just imagine one day some bandit walked out of the woods like, get him, tink. Tink, 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 tink.
Stabby, stabby.
When I have my coffee, you're gonna regret that.
Implies Platt has everything to make coffee within his shell.
I can see that.
Including a kitchen
It's like a
sink.
Mordecai's Magnificent Mansion in there.
Oh god.
Shell of holding.
Oh, if
Foaming.
that's not
Might
something
need
we
to
do
make
at some
that.
point in this campaign, I'm gonna be very upset.
That would be awesome.
Just Platt. All right, everybody in.
Well, unless anyone has anything else they wanted to do this evening, you all finish a nice quiet rest in this new quiet little town. Waking up the next morning to the smell of bacon, eggs. You can all head downstairs for a nice warm breakfast.
As Grayson's leaving his room, and as oh boy, name, Orryn's leaving his room, Platt takes 2 of the good berries that he made the day before, and just hands them both one, and he eats one himself. And now we don't have to eat.
Orryn will nod and not thank you, but the nod is usually equivalent to thank you if you've known him long enough.
I don't know. And he just walks down to the bar.
Thank you very much, Platt.
It's how we avoid ever spending money on food in town.
Since I have 2 copper, I appreciate that.
Yep, the common meal. The meal, it's cheaper out in the boonies here, but it only costs you like 5 copper for breakfast for any who decide to partake.
I will give, if I see the other 2 that we were traveling with, I will give them the last of the good berries as well. We have a long day. Get started early.
These are very curious berries you found.
I didn't find them. I'll make them.
That only increases their interest.
I'm a
Yes, I'm a sorry
Vasya.
for the first one. Amavasya. What were you saying?
So they're gonna look at the berry and just kind of be like, it seems suspect.
Grayson will, in front
So
of
they're
them,
gonna, like-
pop the berry in his mouth. Just
and
don't taste like much, but don't really have to eat for the day. Convenient. Does make you miss bacon, though.
The smell of bacon is quite tempting coming out of the kitchens.
Unless you're just gonna kind of like the ears are now back, like still skeptic, but like slowly going to put the berry in their mouth. Like, all right, it's been done.
It has been done.
It tastes fine.
I have
Nothing
4 of those left until
crazy.
sunset next.
Okay, good to know.
In case someone gets knocked down for any reason.
You're not
Shove a
gonna.
berry in their
Well,
mouth.
maybe.
Well, maybe. Oh, jeez.
I'm not that evil now. Well, maybe. I gotta stop saying that. Anyways, you guys
Session 1
all...
TPK.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, it's been done.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, you guys all have all now come down and are currently sitting around one of the empty tables. Not too many people are in this early in the morning. A couple are in for the breakfast, but you don't see any other travelers currently.
Is there like anybody eating that isn't like totally paying attention to their food?
How do you mean? You mean like they're
Like, have they
more-
like left their plate unattended or anything like that?
give me a perception check.
Alrighty, where's my d20? And what do I add? Perception P 7.
Unfortunately, it looks like you see someone get up and with looks to have food still on their plate, but Horace is already there cleaning up the table before it's left completely unattended.
can I catch up with him before he completely takes it back to the kitchen?
Sure. You come up and approach Horse. He just kind of looks over his shoulder as he's walking to the back and just raises an eyebrow.
Great, now I have to use the character voice. Excuse me. Is there any way I could take those scraps for my my little friend here? And Dusk is just going to pop up slightly from the cloak.
Ah.
That was way less malicious than I thought this was going.
You had us in the
Same.
first half.
Not gonna lie.
He just kind of bends down and puts the little plate on the floor. Bring it up to the bar when you're done. He goes back to the kitchen.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna call after, and then we're quickly like scrape the food into a paw, and just kind of like lift it back under the cloak for Dusk, and just
You
place
hear
the
a
plate
bit
on
of
the
a
counter.
grunt from him. Dusk kind of comes up and starts nibbling at the food right away. You hear little happy squeaks from inside your cloak.
With Amavasya is going to happily shadow Jasnah again.
And Jasnah is going to, like, as everyone's gathering downstairs, she's going to approach and suggest, I believe we should pay a visit to the blacksmith to see if we could procure that key and investigate the missing's household. The more information we have, the easier it will be to find him. As well as speak to those people.
Platt's just nodding.
Well, you already know where you go. I'll follow.
You are able to have opinions of your own, you are aware, right?
It's true, but you provide pay.
She's not wrong.
A respectable form of influence.
Some say coin is its own opinion. Come on.
But if you do have thoughts on subjects, I would like to hear them.
Yes, of course.
Alrighty. The lot of you collect your things after you finish your wondrous meal of a good berry. And you head out. The town isn't too large, and you did get from Horace the description of where the blacksmith it was, with where the house that you are planning to go to is. It only takes you a couple minutes. You get a couple looks from individuals, but it's mostly pleasant, and they give a nod and a wave. Looks to be the town is pretty empty currently. Guess most people work outside of it. After a couple minutes, you can hear the clanging of metal, hammer on metal, from a few houses down. A little to the outside of town, you see what looks to be a hovel with a large open-air forge. You see what looks to be an individual already banging away, despite the early morning.
Grayson, you want to do the honors?
What are you saying? You don't want to go up and talk to somebody new?
You're the words, man. Platt will just take giant hand on his back and shove forward.
Hey, I was just joking. Hello, good sir. How
That's
goes
why I
this
said
fine
yeah.
day?
Grayson will just kind of approach.
The man looks up. He appears to be a half orc, green skin, only wearing pants and an apron. Looks up to the lot of you. G'day. He appears to be quite old. His beard and his hair are very gray whitish, like muddled gray and white.
Hey,
But he still has what looks to be strong arms despite his age.
let's see. Grayson will just kind of extend. Sorry, was he like working on something, like, or is he just kind of?
Yeah, he sees you and he quenches what looks to be a horseshoe in a water barrel. What can I do you for?
Oh, well, my companions and I, and he just kind of like gestured everybody around. I came here looking for some information. We're trying to...
To a blacksmith for information.
Yes, I know. Usually not what one would typically do, but you will be the source for our information, per se. We heard that you had... out of character, we're going to him because he has the key, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, cool. I heard you had the key to a certain missing Dragonborn's house.
Oh, right. You lot are looking for him too?
Few of us are, yep.
Mhm.
No, last couple of gents who went over didn't find anything, but oh well. I'll go get the key for you if that's what you need.
That'd be much appreciated.
He turns around and starts heading to what looks to be a smaller little shack building just off from the forge and what looks to be the home. Does anyone speak giant?
I do.
I don't think so. I speak many things. No.
Okay.
If you give me 10 minutes.
No, you don't have that kind of time. But you see him turn away, and he has stuff written on his back. It says, "I forged the best to protect the rest." Tattooed on his back in
Ooh.
giant.
Mm.
But he walks off and heads to the shack. A couple minutes later, he comes back up and hands you a key.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Just be sure to return it when you're done.
In Orcish, I say, "We will. Don't you worry."
He returns in Orcish. I appreciate that. And he goes back to work.
Alrighty.
Like as they're leaving, Jasnah would just sort of just curiously ask, like, why would he feel he would have nothing to offer? Because he's a blacksmith.
Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe he's doesn't. I don't know. Grayson shrugs as he stumbles over his words. Just.
Some people in their trade tend to lose social graces. He's probably not used to others coming to him for anything other than steel.
Well, I find it foolish to assume.
Whatever the case, I suppose we got our key, didn't we? Let's see if we happen to have some more keener eyes than those who came before us.
Those, out of character, those people that supposedly were like the last people who saw him, they were shop people, shop owners. That's what was said.
Yeah, there were two individuals that Elwyn had mentioned had seen him before, or the last two to see him before he disappeared. Are you guys going to go see them first, or are you going to go to his house first?
Let's see. While we are out here, we might as well stop at those. Find out what he bought. Speak to the people who saw him. It might point us in a direction. Give us something to look for.
Did we get names of those shops or just names of people?
You guys only got the names of the people, not the shops.
Well, we can always ask around for them.
Yep, let's go.
Okay.
Amavasya is gonna immediately spin back around and go to the blacksmith. Sorry, I don't think we walked very far.
No, you guys were like maybe 40, 50 feet away. You come back and he's already hammering away again. He's looking up in between hammer swings. You forget something?
In fact, yes. I'm sorry to bother you again. But do you happen to know where we could find Threp and Sister Sarissa's shops?
Between hammer blows. Sure. Threp runs the Sad Dwarf. It's the Common Good Store. And Sister Cirilla opened up her healer shop. Sister Cirilla's Soothing Salves. Just down the way. And he gives you some quick directions. They're not too far.
Thank you very much. Good luck with your work.
Is it Sarissa or Cirilla?
Sarissa.
I think I meant to write it as Cirilla or Sarissa. Yeah, Sarissa. Sister Sarissa's Soothing Salves.
Okay. Because it was written as the S, but you kept saying the L, so I wasn't sure. Cool.
When it comes to names and how I say them, go with what I say over what I write.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic, so my writing is terrible.
That's alright.
My apologies in advance for the rest of this campaign.
It's all good.
You got two different shops. Where are you guys planning on going next?
The closest one.
Why the dwarf is sad.
That would be the Sad Dwarf.
Onwards.
All right. After a few minutes, you arrive at the Sad Dwarf. It's written, just painted onto a lackadaisical sign out front. Nothing too elaborate or fancy. Just there's the name. There we are. Looking around, it doesn't look like much.
Well, the sign is sad. I wonder if the dwarf is too.
I wouldn't recommend saying that to his face.
Don't have to. I can say it to his store.
All
I
right.
walk in.
Okay. You enter in. You hear a little ding, 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 ding. Looking up, you see a little bell above the door. At the far side of the building, you see what looks to be a dwarf, completely bald on top, big, long, red, bushy beard. Goes below the counter. You can't see where it ends. And you see him just like half asleep on the one hand, propping up his head while he sits on a stool. Welcome to the sad dwarf. What can I get for you?
Does he look sad?
Give me an insight check.
Important question, okay?
Of course.
21.
Currently, he looks more bored than he does
45.
sad.
Okay.
Yeah, about the same. He doesn't look particularly sad. He looks just more bored, unenergetic, just... He has no energy at all.
Okay.
What can I get for you?
Well, it has come to our attention that you were one of the last peoples who saw Yorash before he disappeared. I was wondering if he was acting strange. Did he buy anything odd?
Yora, she kind of sits up a bit more. Yeah, he was here a week ago, I guess. Small town, you kind of remember when people come in. What did he buy? Hold on. He bends down and pulls out a book, opens it up, starts flipping a few pages back. Yorash. Let's see. He bought 6 blankets, a box of chalk, and 4 bags of coal. Closes the book and drops it down onto the floor without really much grace. Looks back to a lot of you. Anything else I can do for you? Upon getting closer to him, his beard actually reaches all the way down to his feet. It's quite a glorious beard.
Impressive.
Did he say anything? You said he showed up recently, so I don't suppose you knew him well at all.
He'd been in town for about a month and a half, maybe. At least that's when I started seeing him. He just buys usual food and whatnot. A couple weird things like that. But aside from that, didn't really know him. All he said was what he wanted me to get for him. And I got it. And I got paid. Yay.
Well, I thank you very much for your help. Hopefully it will aid us in finding him. There are a lot of people who seem to require his presence presently.
No problem. Do you want to buy anything else? Looking
You
around the
sell
store. It's
coffee grounds.
Yeah, looking around the store, it's like just a general store, nothing too crazy. Yeah, sure. Hold on. Hops off the stool, almost trips over his beard as he's walking. Kind of lifts it up with one arm and tosses it over his shoulder.
Magnificent.
Comes back from the back room, puts some coffee beans onto the table. 2 silver.
Is it like a whole barrel of them, or is it just like a handful?
It's just like a bag,
There
so
you
a
go.
couple handfuls worth. Pleasure doing business with you. And the rest, looking over all of you, quite disinterestedly.
Alright, well, you wouldn't happen to have something like a basic alchemy kit, would you?
He gives you a long stare, his expression not changing whatsoever. No.
Never hurts to ask.
Can I help the rest of you then? Little miss
got
looking
what
at
I
all the
need.
shinies.
It would not appear so.
Well, if that's it, thank you for shopping at the Sad Dwarf, where the only sad one around is me. And he kind of like half-heartedly does 2 thumbs pointed at himself. Because I've got the best around to make your frown upside down. He goes back to his position as he was when you guys all walked in.
All right then.
That is a man who tried for so long and now has given up.
Well then,
So,
You can tell he tried because he wrote the jingle.
At one point, that jingle
At
was
one
said with
point,
so
yeah.
much pride.
Yeah, right.
Once they're like out of the store, Grayson will kind of turn to Platt, like, never let me get like that.
question.
You got it.
What
Yeah,
time
that's
of
it.
year is it? Like, what's the weather like currently?
it's early spring, so it's nice out. There's a bit of a breeze
So,
going through, but
not really needing of 6 blankets and a bunch of coal. Weather-wise.
no. Well, you can draw your own conclusions on that, but most people would not buy such things.
No. Well, it sounds to me like he was planning on being somewhere cold for an extended period of time.
Hmm.
Well, shall we go visit the sister then?
Mhm.
Here's the next logical spot.
On the way, Amavasya is going to be towards the back of the group, and we'll just be talking at dusk, saying, "Huh, that's a new way of selling goods. I'll have to remember that technique, sad dwarf. What do you think?" I think so too.
I can't do.
And we'll just keep walking with the group.
All right.
As we're walking around town, Moire, which is my Tressum, is gonna fly around town and look for Tana. Not really expecting to find her, but
Okay. Give me a perception check with
okay.
Mora or Moray.
Moray, yeah. 21.
You're looking around. You do spot one gnome, and Moray goes into for a closer inspection, but it does not appear to be Tara. Continuing looking around as you guys go. Yeah, no, you're not seeing her.
Okay.
All right. 3 minutes later, you guys are outside of a much nicer looking shop now. It even has glass front shop windows. It's a sign again with Sister Cirilla's Soothing Salves, and painted on in nice flowy handwriting.
Jasnah's gonna head right in and give a look around.
All right, there's another bell tinkle, but it sounds more. Sounds like it's louder than it should be from a normal bell. A moment later, a half-elven woman, long blonde hair, comes out from behind what looks to be some shelves. Yes, hello there. I'm Sister Cirilla. She's wearing what looks to be some white robes. Yeah, anyone who wants to give me a history check, or Fateweaver, you can do it at advantage.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh. Let's see.
Big 4.
Okay.
Number pads off. I got 12.
12. Okay. I'm sorry, Orryn.
Orryn.
Orryn. There we go. All right, I'll get it.
Yep.
By session 2. Orryn, you recognize the robes right away. She is a sister of the Chantry, which is the women's mages school.
Okay.
While men's are separated into different types of magic between the different schools, the Chantry focuses on all different magic, but it's women's only. All sisters are all who graduate from the Chantry are considered sisters. Some stay at the Chantry, but a number of them go out and into the world to do what they wish. So she is definitely a magical practitioner. Hello there. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, I hope so. I have a question I hope you could help answer.
Yes, of course.
We were told that you were one of the last people to see Yorash before he disappeared. I was wondering what he came here for, if you knew him well enough to know if he was acting strange.
I didn't know him too well, but he would come in fairly regularly, asking if I had certain scrolls or whatnot lying about, or any books on dragons. When I saw him last, she seems to lean back and start thinking. That was about a week ago. He came in, purchased a number of my healing potions, and picked up some components for a spell.
Wouldn't happen to know what kind of spell.
These components work with a number of different spells, but They're normally fire-based. It was a lot of bat guano. That would be bat poop. She kind of gives a half-hard smile. I know it's disgusting, but it's what is needed. You
Gold
all
gear
aren't
and stuff
from
for
around
fire
here, are
spells.
you?
I wonder what gave that away.
Well, I know just about everyone in town. I'm the only healer for quite some distances. Plus, my husband runs the tavern, so I generally know if anyone new comes in.
Do I know of any white dragons around, or tales of any white dragons in the area?
Give me a history check of white dragons, okay? Thinking back, this isn't really the climate for white dragons. Maybe further south in the Sierran Mountains, or farther north in Calador, but not in this area that you recall. It's not really their habitat.
But in the Sierra Mountains just south of here?
Potentially,
Possibly.
but no, you don't. You haven't heard of any notable ones.
Okay.
I'm sorry if that's not really enough information. I know a number of individuals from town have been coming by asking about him, but sadly, I don't really know all that much. He wasn't much of a talker.
Any information is good information. It's more information than we had a moment ago.
Hold on, let me see if I can recall. If I just give me a moment. And she steps away and pulls out, looks to be a ledger, similar to the one that Threp had, but a lot more well kept and organized. She flips through. He was looking into the mating habits of adult dragons, as well as child rearing for dragons.
Oddly yet usefully specific information.
Yes. He was also interested in any history books revolving civilizations that used dragons as a part of their culture, but I've never heard of such a thing. It's kind of ridiculous. Who would be able to tame a dragon?
Well, they are people. Maybe less taming and more a deal.
She just kind of shrugs. Possibly. My field of study is healing magic, so such things are not really my specialty. She gives a half-hearted smile. Is there anything else I can do for you all? Do you need any potions or elixirs? Those are my specialty.
He wear shoes?
What was that?
Did the Dragonborn fella, did he wear shoes? Or was he one of the ones that walked around with his claws out?
You know, I didn't really look at his feet. But hold on. I can conjure an image of him if you wish.
Please do.
She takes a second, and for the one of you who, or those of you who might know the spell, she casts a minor illusion. No, he did not wear shoes.
That's
He
useful.
was bare-clawed.
Again, oddly specific, but hopefully useful.
Yes, I've never been asked if I knew somebody who didn't wear shoes.
I imagine you're going to try and track him, aren't you, Platt? I see.
We can separate all the footprints that don't have toes.
Well, in a town full of mostly humans, it would hopefully not be terribly difficult.
Was there anything else I could help you with?
Jasnah will actually like to buy a healing potion.
No problem at all. I still have... I have 3 potions of healing still available. They are 50 gold each, if that's all right.
Can Amavasya check to see if that's a decent price on behalf of Jasnah?
Sure. Give me a... Gotta check what this be.
Just an intelligence check or an insight check?
Sure. Give me... are you trying to like read her to see if she's trying to cheat you more, or are you trying to more recall information on past dealings you've had with healing potions?
The latter, kind of both, I guess. Pulling from the latter to find out for the former.
All right. Give me a history check then to recall this information.
Let's see. Uh, 17 plus 1, 18.
You think this is about the average sale cost of a healing potion? Like, you're remembering that that's what most people sell a healing potion for.
And Jasnah is willing to pay whatever she had asked for.
All right, that's 50 gold for 1 healing potion, so that's
Actually had
2d4 plus 2.
Cool.
Oh, and just so this can get brought up later, just putting it out now. I prefer to run with you can drink a potion as a bonus action.
Ooh. Nice.
So, let it be known, it is declared.
Are they normally actions?
Yes.
Yes.
They are normally actions.
And it
gotcha.
sucks.
Yeah, you very rarely drink a potion in combat because it
Takes up a whole action.
It takes up a whole action and usually doesn't heal as much as you're gonna get in damage that round.
In fact, almost never will it keep you from taking more.
Yeah.
Still, it still costs a full action to feed somebody else a health potion, but drinking it for yourself, any potion is just bonus action.
Awesome.
Word, I know that.
What about the rest of you? Do you need anything? Sir Gnome, do you need anything for possibly aching bones or something? She's looking at you with actual concern.
Oh, this whole group is made of old people.
Old people and a cat.
She's got you right from the start.
Yeah.
And what's worse is Platt's like 23.
I was actually laughing my ass off when I was reading through the backstories because it's like, okay, everyone is getting up there in years and they're trying to reclaim their youth. Okay, we gotta. Woo!
It
You
just
got an
looks
old
old.
party. It's an episode of.
It's just very grubby, but I'm fine. But question for you, actually. What's the ancient, the Latin equivalent that you said? Jareen?
Has it?
Jaren.
Speaks it. Jaren.
Jaren?
It's Jaren.
Is that something that people who go to the Chantry would usually know?
They might, if that was their specific field of study.
Okay, but it's not just a common.
No,
If you're
it's
educated, you okay.
yeah, it's definitely one of those you actually have to put time into learning specifically.
And is she human as well?
No, she was a half
She was
elf.
half elf.
Half-
Gotcha.
Half elf, blonde hair.
Okay.
Looks fair.
Yeah, I'll just ask Sister Sarissa, would you happen to know a Sister Tana?
She kind of leans back. Possibly. When was she at the Chantry? I left there maybe 10 years ago.
That's a good question. I don't have.
You would know that she was probably there, like, based off of her schooling. Yeah, she was probably there about the same time. Hold on. Let me think. I'm sorry. I don't. I might have heard the name in passing, but I don't think I shared any studies with her. Maybe we probably entered in different years. Maybe passed her in the halls, but I'm sorry.
Thanks.
If you wish, I might be able to contact some of my fellow sisters to see if they might have known her. Is-
I'd appreciate that.
will you be in town for long?
Not really sure at the moment. But I'll stop back or send word.
If I learn anything, I'll leave it with my husband. You are staring at the Trader's Rest, or not Trader's Rest, the Woodsman's Rest, correct?
He'll nod.
I'll leave it with my husband, then he'll give you anything I find. And she'll give you a smile, and you feel like she's actually genuinely trying to help out.
Mm-hmm. He is wearing his scholar's robes too, by the way.
Oh, right. It was she. How do you know her? Was she with you from one of the meetings between the schools by chance?
My daughter.
Or oh, I'm sorry. I know it can be difficult sometimes when the girls are taken off to the Chancery, but I'm sure you'll see her again soon. Yeah, you would know that most people, when they show signs of being able to use magic, are immediately taken to, if they're a man, to one of the different male schools, or if they're a woman, to the Chancery.
Mm-hmm.
It can be hard on many individuals, both parents and children alike. Anyways, is there anything else I can help the rest of you with? I still have more healing potions, or maybe some medical kits for the road.
Well, as a healer and a potion maker, you wouldn't happen to carry an alchemist kit on you, would you? A spare one for selling?
She gives you a kind of sorrowful smile. I'm sorry, the only kit I have is my own out here. Nobody else. We're not exactly middle of the trading route, or not too many other individuals are more academically inclined.
Yeah, never hurts to ask.
You might have more
Got my
luck
berries.
in Wayrest, or even more so in Sonaria City if you're heading to the capital.
Not sure of our next steps yet, but thank you.
My pleasure, of course. If there was anything else that you guys want to do here?
Not I.
Seems like we're
No,
all
I think
set.
I think it's time to check out his house.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. The lot of you head outside, and just before noon at this point, and you make your way down the street to, which is literally just down the street from this place, to the locked up little house. It's just it looks like a one-room cottage. Nothing too fancy about it. It's got windows in the front and back. Both are shuttered. Probably the people who came to investigate closed them up just for safety's sake. But the door is closed and locked.
Out of character question at the moment. Is it feasible to be searching through like belongings with my hands, but also like have Mage Hand doing something?
Yeah. That's kind of what Mage Hand is for.
Right. Well, then Amavasya is just, as soon as the door shuts behind them, is just instantly looking for, like, is there like a bed in like night table or like a desk?
Oh, you guys so you guys are all heading inside then?
We do have a key
Fair
What you
enough.
do?
that tends to promote entry.
All right. Upon entering, it's
I'm
a very
just gonna
simple.
give the outside a look around quick.
All right. Give me an investigation check while I describe the inside. While everyone's inside, it's a very simple little home. Rug on the floor. There's a bookshelf, but all the books have been basically pulled off of it and kind of thrown throughout the room. Bed against the wall on the far right. Little chimney on the left-hand side. Old coals are remaining there. There's a desk and a chair, but there's no. One thing you guys, all of you, immediately notice is there isn't really much decor to this place. Like, it seems as though no one has lived here. Like, there's no, like, other than the fact that there's little dust, it seems like there's no personal effects. There's some moldy bread on one of the tables, but aside from that, it looks like no personal effects or anything. What'd you get on the investigation?
7.
Looking around, it's a regular wood cabin. You're checking beneath the windows in case there's tracks. You You see some like booted prints. It seems that there's been a lot of foot traffic around the area. Looks like other people have been trying to do the same as you, but you don't really pick up anything else.
Okay.
So like there's no books or anything to.
There are
like,
books.
do you know
They're just on the floor.
What he was
Yeah, there
doing?
are books.
Okay.
They're all over the floor.
Yeah, I would
And-
like to investigate inside the house, particularly the books.
All right, sure. Give me an investigation.
Yes, everybody's rolling.
So now
Go.
Jasnah's opinion is changing after talking to Sister Sursa.
23.
Investigate.
All right.
Hold on.
Nice.
Doing. Oh.
Cool.
Jasnah, you are very
All right.
interested in the first book you pick up. You did not expect to see such a book. You open it up, and there are a number of obscene sketches all over it. You're flipping through a few pages, and then one of the pages starts to fold further down. Looks to be about the middle. You were very confused as to why such a individual would have such a book.
Is it like not Dragonborn? It's like something.
That's what
There's
I
a
was
mix
gonna
of
ask.
everything. As for the
From
20,
pure reference standpoint, what race is the centerfold?
Since it unfurled, apparently.
Sure. The centerfold is a Dragonborn, in fact.
Ooh.
The book makes more sense now.
15, you're looking around. You're checking behind the bed, lifting the rug. Not really noticing anything. Check out a couple of the books. Most of them seem pretty mundane. Nothing arcane, nothing to do with dragons. Mostly farming and living in the woods type things. With a 23, though, you find the same as the other two, except for upon approaching the bookcase, you do notice that there are a number of scratch marks along the bottom of the floor, as if the bookcase has been moved repeatedly.
Hmm.
Did you find
X-ray.
anything more worthwhile?
The bookcase
that she,
moves
like-
out.
That is certainly more worthwhile. She like snaps the book shut and like tosses it over her shoulder and heads over to see the bookcase.
Yeah, can I see if it's on like a hinge or if it like slides some way?
With a 23, you're looking around. There is no hinge, but it looks as though it's been moved a number of times.
Mm-hmm. So it could just be picked up
Yeah, it's not bolted to
by someone with a strength higher than a 5.
Blink, blink.
I don't know. What are you saying? What are you guys doing?
Use your words.
Someone want to try moving the bookcase?
Okay, roll call real quick. Are any of us strong?
I've got a 9 in strength.
Oh no!
I can try with a 10.
Jasnah's actually kind of decent strength-wise. Not good.
Oh no, we're all wimpy!
Yes.
We're just a bunch of nerds.
So wait,
Oh shit!
I've
We're
heard,
fucked!
I've heard 5, 9, and 10. What are the other strengths of the party? Just curious.
10!
12.
Oh no!
What is a strength above 12? Oh my
Why did I
god,
not
you
know
guys are so weak.
Well,
The
Oh,
12 is the high strength of the party. Oh my god.
Love to
I
see
am
it.
so
Look,
happy
we were
right
expecting
now.
a druid that could wild shape into shit that was strong.
Yeah, no, he had to leave for now. But,
Oh fuck!
there Your first major challenge of the campaign
Bookshelf.
Is a
Bookcase.
fucking door.
So
Now everybody stand back. I got this.
Oh no.
we can help you, though.
And Grayson like pushes back his sleeves, like rubs his hands together as if he's getting ready, and like trying to push the bookshelf. Or sorry, question: are there books on the bookshelf?
A few, but most of them have been like tossed onto the floor.
Okay.
Well, that shouldn't be too bad then.
He then fires an Eldritch Blast at the bookshelf.
Oh Jesus!
like I got this. I can move
Like
it. Yeah, fuck it.
directly at the bookshelf?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like front facing it? Okay. Go ahead and roll for your attack.
I feel like this is a mistake.
Next thing we know, the Dragonborn's dead on the other side.
It's
Or the
just-
bookshelf screams, and now we're fighting the mimic.
Yes, everything in this place is a mimic.
Mimic house! Mimic house!
I clicked. Oh, there we go. It took a while.
It's an inanimate object, and you blast a hole through the bookshelf and through the wooden wall behind it. You can now see outside, and Platt, a blast of energy just goes over your head as you're ducking down to investigate some footprints that you thought might be Dragonborn, but they weren't.
Platt just sticks his head into the hole. Did we find anything?
Less than expected.
Out of character, did they give us the key so we wouldn't make holes?
They gave you the key so you can investigate.
Yeah, but they mentioned not breaking windows and stuff. I guess we didn't
Break
break
a
a window,
window.
we broke a wall. Okay. Cool.
But
We
you rolled so
blame
high on the damage, so
the Dragonborn,
Excuse you.
not
Amavasya,
the one with us.
No, the hole was always there. They just missed it.
Amavasya is
yeah,
going to
there is-
instantly kind of like try to grab Jasnah's claw hand.
Yeah.
Are
Well,
those
that
still
wasn't my
considered
best
paws,
plan.
or are they considered claws?
just
I
hands.
will walk
Oh,
around and go
fingers.
into the building.
Yeah, I'm going to desperately try to lead Jasnah away from the building towards the front door.
No.
Like, they're gonna have us pay for this. We probably shouldn't be here.
But there's still so much to look through. We're not done yet.
There is. It's very, very tempting. It's very, very tempting. But hear me out. We come back at night.
I come wandering in at this point.
Yeah, there's now a hand-sized hole in the wall through the bookcase.
I feel like I should have been here to stop that.
Well,
Is there a gap between the bookcase and the wall?
Not much of one, but
I mean, like looking through the hole in the bookcase, do I see anything? Or
give me a perception check.
okay,
It's kind of hard to tell. You had to like climb up on one of the shelves because you're not quite tall enough to see where your hole went through.
that's fair. I'm
You're-
very small.
You're looking through and you can't really see anything behind it. You might have a better view if you try moving the bookshelf instead of blasting through it.
I feel like we could have just moved. You didn't have to break it, Grayson.
All right, well, it's already been done. All right. I don't exactly have the ability to move it myself. No one was stepping forward.
Is anyone stepping forward now?
I take out a crowbar.
Tools. Yes, those are handy.
And I try to just knock the fucking thing over.
Sure.
Can I also assist with a crowbar?
Sure.
Give a defeated
Either you
assist.
can both give me athletics checks, or one of you can roll at advantage.
Well, the crowbar gives me advantage.
All right, both of you can roll at advantage.
It's okay.
I got
One.
a nat 20!
Oh, okay. I was
my
gonna
dice ran
say,
away.
if they both fail this,
That would have been hilarious.
Where'd it go? I lost my dice. I'll be right back.
Oh no!
Oh,
Well, with the nat 20 for the DC 10 moving of bookcase, you just push it in your crowbar, and with a single shove, it slams onto the ground. Whoever wasn't assisting with it, give me a dexterity saving throw so the bookcase does not land on you,
Oh no.
since it moved so quickly.
ooh,
Well, Jasnah was
I feel
dragged
like you
to
say-
the door.
You say DC 10 like that was easy, and yet that's a 50-50 shot for most of us.
it's
Fair
worse
enough.
than 50-50 for me.
Okay,
Yep.
so no one's toes get slammed by this bookshelf as it falls onto the ground with a loud crash. Now that you can see the back wall, there appears to be a circular arcane sigil written in chalk on the back wall. Although part of it is now missing due to the hole in the wall through the bookcase.
Can I do I recognize it?
Arcana checks?
Yeah.
Arcana check if you're proficient.
Sorry, could I ask for a recap of what just happened? My dice was halfway under my bed.
Uh,
I yeeted a
Bookshelf.
bookshelf.
flew off the wall, almost crushing a few people's feet, but their dex saves were high enough. There's an arcane sigil on the back wall with a hole in it, so it is no longer complete.
Is it... Hang on, before I ask that question. Never mind. It doesn't apply. Forget it.
Okay. Jasnah, you recognize this as a specific teleportation sigil. It's supposed to go, it's directly linked to a singular other place.
You just can't tell what place.
Yeah.
No. You speak my Latin language. Why am
Yes.
I always... I'm blanking on it now all of a
Jaren.
sudden. Jaren, thank you. A lot of things in the head. Yeah, you can... A lot of arcane sigils do have Jaren in them. Part of it has been blasted through, but what you can read is, by the blood of blank, the doorway opens.
And she will read this out loud.
I'd like to copy down the sigil as best as I can.
Alright, sure, you can take some time and do that.
And
Also, once I
will-
get to
yeah.
the hole, go outside and see if I can find the missing piece of wall.
Sure, give me an investigation.
20.
Oh yeah, you find them no problem. They weren't completely disintegrated, but there are... You find like 95% of it.
Mm-hmm. Just to fill in the gap in the sigil. Do we see what the word was then?
With your blast, it kind of blew off some of the chalk, so you can't really read what it is.
Hmm.
Let me see. It says, you think it says the aim, and that's about all you can get.
Well, I'm sorry. What was
Yeah.
the whole sentence again? Was
By the blood of the something, the doorway opens. Yeah, the few letters that you did manage to get were translated over to common were ANCI.
hmm,
And you were writing all this down like in a journal or something, I assume, Orryn? Or
yeah.
cool. Grayson would definitely be looking over your shoulder as you're like transcribing stuff. Not too close to bother you because he's learned Orryn. But
It's not difficult to look over his shoulder.
yeah.
He's 2'9". It's fine.
Alright. Alright. And Grayson would just kind of after so with what it says, Grayson just kind of whispers to himself. This must be directed at you, Connor. Just, is that what you meant, Phil? You know? And otherwise, just continues watching you work.
I'm gonna take a few minutes and cast Detect Magic again. See if there's
Alright.
anything in the house.
Looking around, nothing in the house is magical other than this arcane sigil. Which isn't overtly magical because it's not currently activated, but
Is it okay? Is it still magical? It's the hole blown in. It didn't.
yes, it looks like it can still be activated. The hole only blasted through some of the writing. That's...
Oh, gotcha.
Oh my god, I thought it took out the whole wall.
No, it's just a hand-sized fist through the wall. Or a hand-sized hole through the wall.
If a measly little Eldritch Blast managed to take down a wall, this town's got some problems with its building code.
Oh, yeah.
Question about the coals in the fireplace.
Yeah.
Are they like totally kaput, or do you think they could still see some use?
I don't like that the turn order just appeared.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I did not. I meant to. I was clicking. Yeah, that was a mistake.
I don't like that.
How
I
you
would trust
dare
them.
ask about Cole? You're going to combat now.
I was like, great, I'm all the
Cole was the mimic.
Actually, you did 12 points of force damage to the house mimic. No,
Oh my god.
those are actually things. But yeah, you think the coal could be used again? Maybe not too much, but you think it could have some use.
Right, I'm gonna use Mage Hand. I'm not like trying to be stealthy. I don't want to get the coal in my fur.
Okay, you pick it up with your mage hand.
Pocket it.
Okay. can mark off that you have coal. Santa was not happy with you.
So do you any of you smart folk think you could figure out where this goes to?
Is that possible?
Yeah, is there a way that could be done?
I'd say with your Arcana check before, at least Jasnah's, you think it goes to, like, you know that it goes to a very specific place. Looking at it, you don't think it's any of the major cities or towns. You think it might be a isolated place. Somewhere, like, you think there's only, like, it's a single portal between two places. Yeah, I think that's about it. You
Do
can
I-
get off that.
Do we know how it's activated?
You have what was written, and that was the only thing that was explaining its activation.
Okay.
By the
By the
blood,
blood
of
of the possibly ancients. ANCI. And we do have some very old people here.
Badumch.
savage.
Mostly self-directed. I'm probably the oldest.
That is true. So aside from them, what's everybody else doing? Platt?
I am not sure what I can be doing. I'm waiting for other people to figure this out.
Fair
This
enough.
is not where I am goodly used.
Is there parchment laying around? Or is it just books?
There's a number of books. Some of them are blank. Look like they could be journals. So yeah, there's paper.
Quick
Can I
question.
pocket however many of them there are?
I know you were talking about coal earlier, but I got distracted for a moment. Was it the amount of coal that he had bought? Like, 'cause it sounded like he bought like a ton of coal and like a bunch of
Yes,
blankets.
he bought. If you remember, he bought 4 bags worth of coal, and the amount of coal in the fireplace is not nearly enough. And you find, by the way, 3 blank journals.
Thank you.
So do we think we could go through this if you had the right password?
It's possible. Do I know of any teleportation magic that works on blood? Have I heard of anything like that?
Give me an Arcana check. Or Arcana or History, whichever you prefer.
They're both the same for me, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes, you have heard of such teleportation magic. You heard that, you know that some magicians prefer that somebody pays a price to enter or activate such portals. So one would apply blood to part of the seal to activate the portal or the teleportation.
He'll just say, I could try. Do we want to go now?
That is going to take us possibly very far away.
we'd probably be able to come back the same way.
True.
We should be ready for the cold.
Either that, or given what he's been researching, he may have an egg.
That was my conclusion as well.
Probably still gonna be cold.
Yeah, do we want to go back to the sad dwarf and buy some blankets?
I don't know. What are you guys doing?
Technically can't buy anything, so that's really up to everybody else.
Yeah, same.
So much money compared to the rest of you.
Yeah, I have exactly 0.
There's so much money compared to the rest of you.
How do you have so much?
I have like 50 gold.
Yeah, how?
I got paid twice for the same letters.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm a courier. I actually do a job.
Oh.
Jasnah has some money as well.
So, what are you guys doing? Are you going to try and activate this portal now, or are you going to the sad dwarf?
It's probably a better idea to be as prepared as we could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
If we are going to be going through a portal that may or may not open, but
Is there any way to check to see if like the portal is trapped?
Do I detect?
With their Arcana checks from before, at the most that it could be trapped is that it opens up in a place that would not be great. Aside from that, they didn't find any traps, at least based off of the sigils and whatnot that they found.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And it's only conjuration magic coming off of it?
Correct, that is it.
Yeah.
I suggest we prepare for the worst.
Always better to over-prepare than under-prepare.
To the sad dwarf?
And we all know he needs the business.
And a lot of you head back. Ding-a-ling. Welcome to the sad dwarf. What can I get for you? Oh. Back so soon? What can I get for you this time? Anyone?
blankets.
I don't have any money. I'm not talking.
Similarly to the Dragonborn who came before us, we are most likely going to need some form of code gear for the future.
As well as torches.
Ooh, not a bad plan. Good call, Platt.
Blanket is 5 silver. Let me check on the rest. Torches are 1 silver or 1 copper.
Take 10 torches and 5 blankets. And I can pay for all of it.
Okay, and jackets for the lot of you. That'll be about 5 silver.
Jasnah doesn't really need a jacket if it's going to be cold.
Fair enough.
She
White
gets one
Dragonborn.
anyway.
It's the uniform
Uh,
now.
Because I'm not updoing my math.
I have a question
Reverse
about my
math.
character's design.
Go ahead.
So, as you know, like, because the backstory, I purposely built my character being like a winter dwelling cat.
True.
Still play
True.
as if like I'm more human, or in terms
You
of cold,
do-
I don't know how to navigate that.
Based off of the race in general, they don't gain any bonuses to being able to withstand cold weather. I would say, based off of your fur color, I might give you some bonuses for sneaking in like the winter or cold. But as for like staying warm in frigid weather, you'd be in the same boat as the rest.
Got it.
Except for Jasnah. Jasnah has a better boat.
Yes, she has a much better boat. She's just over on that boat sipping tea while you all freeze.
I'm just stuffing the shell full of bucket.
Alright, I'll say you're all outfitted for cold weather. You are currently very warm wearing all of this gear, but you are prepared for the cold. You head back to Yorash's abode. What do you do?
Jasnah will try to assist in what Orryn's doing.
Before I do that, I will take a moment to cast Fortune's Favor and Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, good to know.
And yeah, then I will attempt to use blood to activate the
What blood?
sigil. My blood.
Do we think it needs to be Dragonborn blood?
Alright, you prick your finger. You smear a bit of blood onto the sigil, and nothing happens.
Not the right sort of blood, I'm guessing.
I don't know enough about the arcane to confirm whether Platt is right or not, but worth a shot, maybe.
Jasnah?
I suppose. If it is ancient, I'm not sure I qualify exactly that far along. But she will how much blood is needed for something like this?
Just the prick of the finger.
All
or
of it.
cut on the hand.
So she'll
Do I take a point of damage when I do that?
You would take a point of damage for
Okay.
cutting yourself.
Yeah.
So Jasnah will do the same. They'll just like take a breath and just poke her finger, wince, and then smear.
Alright, you smear your blood across the same sigil, and woof! A large, bluish-looking portal appears in front of the lot of you, over top of where the sigil was. You can't see through it, but it is now there.
She grumbles a bit, just like, I'm not that old.
Before anyone can say anything, Moray will jump through the portal.
Ooh.
Moray goes through the portal. You don't see Moray.
This is an interesting question. Does I can see through Moray's eyes within 100 feet of me. Does 100 feet through the portal count?
It would. I would rule that it would not, because you are technically in different locations currently, and the portal is just a quick means of transporting yourself through such a place, across such a distance. So the actual distance is great.
Seeing words hard. Orryn. Seeing Orryn send or have. Oh God, names
The
again.
flying
Moray.
cat.
With
Okay.
Moray going through the portal, Grayson is just going to kind of nod to his side at his shoulder and just Philly, go take a look. And seemingly nothing happens.
Pact of the chain, you can see like period.
As long as they are on the same plane as me, I can see through them. Because
Okay,
I
cool.
took the invocation voice of the. Why did it go twice?
He's all good. You send them through. You can't see through them.
That is concerning. Grayson says that aloud.
Are we
What
going?
exactly is concerning?
Had a scout go through, per se. I lost connection with them. I should never lose connection with them.
I will temporarily dismiss Moray and then summon her back within 10 feet of me.
Cool. Moray
She-
reappears. Can you dismiss a creature? Like, can you dismiss it from any distance?
I believe so. Let me. Here, I'll just post the spell there. As an action, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar. It doesn't say anything about
Sure.
distance for that part.
I'm fine. Yeah, no problem.
Can she tell me what she saw on the other side? Telepathically.
Room.
Hmm.
You only get like. Let me double check. If I don't. Sure. Yeah. So there's a room. It's about it.
Are we going through?
Does Philly ever come back through the portal?
Did you tell Philly to come back through the portal?
Fair point.
They can all. Familiars can only do as much as you tell them to.
Right.
The portal
Well,
begins to.
They are they are intelligent.
They can make their own decisions if you don't give them specific instructions.
Especially with the Pact of the Chain creatures. They're just their own creatures.
Not mindless.
The portal begins to waver a little bit. The edges are kind of shaking.
Seems like we're running out of time.
It's been about
I
30
walk up
seconds.
to it.
Now or never.
I stand in front of it, and I fall forward. And as I do that, I suck into my shell and go through the portal in my shell.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'll go through the portal.
You just roll through.
I just roll through.
You fall through onto something solid.
If anything is going to hit us, it might as well hit me first.
At the same time, Orryn walks through as well.
Yep.
Jasnah's just gonna straighten her back a bit and it's like, well, this is not exactly the adventure I had anticipated, but... And then we'll head through.
What, saying you never just hop through random portals you find on a wall?
Are Grayson and
Yep.
Vasna.
Follow suit.
Sorry. I would have before Jasnah.
Jasnah.
No, I'll just follow Jasnah through this time.
All right.
Jasnah, yeah.
Cool. And all of you come through, starting with Platt. You fall down. You think you hit stone, probably. Nothing's trying to hit you.
I give it 6 seconds. Poke my head out. Just my head.
It
Around.
appears to be
I'll-
well lit.
When I
Hmm.
go through, I'll rap on the shell.
Yeah, that you did say you went in right after him, so
Yeah.
you stick your head out.
I like that the gnome can use me in shell as cover.
Potentially as total cover, really. Depending
Yeah,
on the
we'll see.
angle.
We'll
Depending
see
on
how
the
that
angle.
How
Oh,
I
yeah.
fall. I will get out and look around. What is it? What is the temperature like in here?
Kind of warm. It's actually very warm, and especially for everyone who's wearing the cold weather gear, it is insufferably warm.
Yeah, Jasnah's
This
just like
was
stripping
not
that off him immediately.
Looking around the room, it appears to be square in shape. You don't see any windows. Looking up, there are a number of little floating lights above you, shedding, kind of twinkling and shedding light throughout the room. Off in one corner, there appears to be a fire simply floating in place in what looks to be a fireplace without producing any smoke. There's a bed on one side of the room that looks quite nice. Not currently made, but still, well, very nice. There is a desk with a couple of papers on it, as well as a round table with what looks to be a satchel hanging over it. Against one of the walls, there is also a door that is currently closed. It does not have any holes in it to look through, but it does have an iron latch.
Anything particularly magical in the room besides the floating lights?
The lights, the floating fire, the satchel that is hanging over the chair is magical.
The portal, like the portal sigil, is on the wall here, right?
Yes, as you've all walked through and turn around, it goes out. The sigil is the exact same, except for not broken this time. The word that finishes it is ancients.
Can I just take a full minute to close my eyes and listen and see if I hear anything out of place?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
19.
You stop. Listen. Aside from the people in this room, you don't hear anything. Not the crackle of the fire. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate the room, see what I can find, any writings, and then also particularly that sigil, the satchel.
I'd like to investigate for any like shady stuff,
Both of you
like
give me
traps around the
investigation
desk
checks.
drawers.
I'm gonna use a chronal, or actually, I'll use my I'm gonna use a chronal shift on that.
Okay.
Better.
17.
And Jasnah will help Amavasya. I was gonna say with advantage, but she did pretty good anyway.
Yeah. Okay. 17, and you're the satchel. This is definitely an enchanted item.
Mm-hmm.
Given your history, you recognize this quite quickly. It is very well known. It is a bag of holding.
Okay.
Like you've seen a number of these before, based off of where your schooling and whatnot.
Yeah.
What's in it?
I'm
That would
gonna
hurt
wait
nice.
till we hear everything else about the room first. Anything in the writings or books?
You head over to the desk. A number of blank pages appear, but once you get closer, you do feel an arcane ping off of the blank pages. Let me double check the spell. I think it should be illusory. Yes, it is illusion magic on the pages.
Hmm. Wow.
Jumping over to our resident cat. Checking the door. It does not appear to be trapped in any way that you can tell. Looking throughout the room, you see the pages as well. You sort through the drawers. You find ink pots and quills, blank pieces of paper. Nothing too much of interest, though, to you. Yeah, no, you don't find any trap.
Okay, in that case, I'll just pocket like a pot of ink and a quill.
Okay, duly noted.
Is any of the paper or the ink such that would be used to scribe spells into a spell book?
Looking at the pages up here, you don't think so.
Okay. And there doesn't appear to be any writings besides what's probably behind those illusory scripts that we can't read.
Not that you can see.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing while they investigate the room?
Jasnah was helping.
All right, you were helping. Platt, what were you up to?
Being concerned. Does it look like, just based on my tracking skill, does it look like people have been here in a while?
Give me a survival check.
20.
Uh,
Soft 20.
You don't think that anyone's been up here in South Korea? Within the last week, you don't think anyone's been up here? Like there are definitely like claw marks that look like Dragonborn has been walking around up here and most likely living here, but you don't see anything that would make you believe that somebody has been here in the last week.
I will turn the bag of holding inside out. Or actually, I guess, is that something you said I've seen several of them before? Is that something I would know about them that you can find out
I'd
what's
say
in
yes.
them?
You
Okay.
know, you've lived around magical schools and items like this for a while.
Yeah.
So you turn it inside out, and A number of coins fall onto the floor.
Oh dear.
That's it. No larger objects appear. No, just a
Just
number of coins.
All right.
In total, looks to
How
be
did you do that?
23 gold, 17 silver, and 8 copper.
He'll put them back in the bag.
Cool. Grayson, what have you been doing during all this?
Similar to Platt, Grayson kind of would have just been on his guard. Just kind of ready for something to happen.
All right.
He will also kind of speak up a bit after a little while. Just feel the need to warn you all. I'm not certain we're on the material plane anymore.
Can you tell where we are?
I haven't the slightest clue.
Well, our Dragonborn friend hasn't been here in at least a week.
Are there more rooms, or is it basically just the one room in this place?
It's the one larger room, but there is the door.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
had my longbow out. I'm going to put my longbow away, and I'm going to take out my shield and my rapier and start heading for that door.
All right.
Question. So I checked to see if it was trapped, and it's not. But was it locked or unlocked when I checked?
You give it a quick test. It appears to be locked.
locked from this side or from the other side?
The other side.
Hmm.
Ooh, my specialty. Cool, I'll try to pick it.
All right. Give me that thieves' tools.
No
How does this
magic on
work?
the door.
With your detect magic? No magic on the door.
Okay.
How do I use thieves' tools?
You add your proficiency bonus, unless you have expertise, plus your dexterity.
Jasnah
let me check
is
your sheet.
going to just kind of like put her hand on her shoulder and being like, you can do this. Just take a breath and you will be inspired. And my inspirations do a thing.
D6.
Yeah,
That
and it lasts for a minute.
And let me see if this is
Okay, you do have expertise, so it's your dexterity plus 4.
Plus a D6 if you want.
Yep.
Wait, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm rolling because I've never had to roll for a toolkit.
Roll
am I rolling a
D20
D20?
plus
D20,
dex
yep.
plus your double your proficiency, so 4.
So for you, it'd be D20 plus 8.
And you could do it twice, because you have a note of ingenuity floating around your head.
Okay, so there's so much information at once. So it's the D20 plus the dex modifier, and then it's plus
4.
my proficiency bonus in thieves' tools.
Yeah. So since you have, I looked at your sheets, you have 18 in dexterity, so that's 4. And you have expertise in thieves' tools, so that's proficiency times 2, which is 4, so 8. D20 plus 8 plus bardic inspiration D6 if you want.
Which you can roll twice and take the higher.
So
Just roll a D20 plus 8 first.
yeah, so that would be 13 plus 8.
Okay.
It'd be 21.
And if you want to roll,
Which I would just say do, because
Do you want
magic
to use
person's
your
house.
inspiration?
so you could roll a d6 twice and pick the highest number.
And add that. Yep.
Which one of these? Oh, D6 is a square one. Okay. All right, and you said roll twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that one's 4. I got 2 4s.
Cool. So
Okay,
plus
so 25. Yeah, you whip out your thieves' tools, quick notes of the flash. It takes you about 6 seconds, and the door opens up without a problem. Piece of cake.
Light or dark on the other side if I like crack the door open.
It is dark, and it is stairs heading downward, but it is pitch black.
Oh, thank you, dark vision. Okay.
Who here doesn't have dark vision?
I am checking because I don't think I have.
No, I don't think Aasimar get that. And I know Dragonborn don't get it either.
I've got dark vision.
I do not have dark vision.
Ooh.
So there's just 2 of us then?
It seems silly that Dragonborn don't.
Dragonborn are a very underpowered race. If you look at like everything they get versus other races, they're very low in the power level.
Yeah.
That's quite true, unfortunately.
All the things I feel like they would be one of the ones that would just
Like,
guarantee dark vision.
I don't think elves should have it, besides Drow, but Dragonborn I think should.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like I would argue for moon elves, but definitely not sun elves or like
Well,
wood
they
elves.
used to have low light vision, which they took away.
Yeah. And you think
Gotcha.
their breath
Which made
weapon
more
would actually
sense.
scale with their level too, but that's a story for another day. So who's heading down into the darkness?
I will take the lead
I'll follow.
and keep an eye out for traps.
Okay, good to know.
Search for traps and detect magic.
Oh,
All right, give me investigation check.
somewhere.
Come on.
And you know what? Why don't you just place yourselves on this
Ooh,
little
Yes.
thing?
coming down the stairs.
Oh, I guess I forgot to re-hide the areas.
Great, so I got 11 for my investigation.
Reroll that.
Oh, is that like a thing?
Yeah, that's the thing I
his
can do.
thing.
Whoops. Why did that happen? Do I not have a token?
So now this one is nat 11 plus
It's all right if you
investigation.
don't have a
16
token.
now.
What?
16?
Yeah.
First, it's all right if you don't have a token. Don't worry about it. 16? Yeah, you're heading down. You're not seeing any traps.
Okay.
And no magic.
Currently, you don't sense any magic.
I don't know how to get my token to appear.
Here, I'll
You grab
that,
your
don't worry.
name, like you're
Like you're opening your character sheet, except you just click
Grab
and
it.
drag.
Yeah,
There you go.
drag and drop. Oh god.
Just to check, I don't have the cursor on, so it doesn't show. Is this like a full wall?
Yes, it is a full wall.
Gotcha.
I hid, air quotes, what you shouldn't be able to see at this point.
I was just double checking.
Those of you with dark vision do see what looks to be a little lantern down here. And once you get within 30 feet, it is magical, but it does not appear to be active currently.
I have a hooded lantern that I would have lit as I came down here. And I'm keeping it to the 5-foot radius. Just so I can see the stairs.
Okay.
I'd like to peek around that corner before I just dive in.
Okay, good to know. Whoops, that is
The
supposed
darkness expands.
It's supposed to be a reveal.
Magical darkness! Kill
You
it!
expand it, and I don't actually have the right thing on there, but this is not water. It appears to be dimly lit down here once you get to this point, because this appears to be like a metal container tub full of lava.
Ooh.
You can feel the heat as you're approaching, and you can see bits of it bubbling. It is still molten. And you get a ping from this as well. The container that it is in appears to be enchanted.
Alright.
Oh shit, it's a steel bucket. Use that to carry lava back to our base and smelt with it.
This ain't Minecraft, though there might be creepers.
Ooh.
I also rolled a 17 for stealth.
All right, good
You?
to know. What's everybody doing
Big
now that
sneaky
she's
turtle.
seen this?
I'm gonna stealth because I forgot that was a thing.
I don't know, has she?
Has there been mention of this lava bucket?
In one moment, I'm sure there will be. My stealth I rolled is 18
Okay,
total.
good to know.
And I'm just gonna kind of peek back, and kind of. Actually, I don't know if that would give it away with how far up the stairs. I guess I'm just gonna kind of, what was the name, like telephone it back and say, weird, like, collection of lava they got going.
Orryn will whisper that back to the rest of them through a little copper wire.
There it is!
A collection?
Okay.
You can reply to this message. He doesn't say that.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Ha ha ha.
Let me
I
go
can't
first.
I can't take psychic damage.
And I guess I'll just keep on creeping through.
All right, you keep on keeping on.
Let me get ahead of you! I'm the one with the eyes!
You start to enter into the area, and with your dark vision, you do see what looks to be a charred and burned body off in the corner here.
Oh.
Hmm.
You can't really see too much of it from where you are, but you can definitely notice that.
It's not a good sign.
No.
It a dead Dragonborn?
You're still up at the top of the stairs, as far as I can tell, and you guys are currently too far away to know.
To carefully kind of walk through, like still being mindful of traps to try to inspect the body.
All right.
Well, actually, first I want to inspect the weird grate at the bottom.
That is just decoration part of the map. It's actually just full solid stone.
Never mind, we're
Just
going
don't
to try
have
to
anything to cover that up.
carefully check the body.
Do I see in this low light any other doorways or methods of entering this chamber?
With no, you do not see any other entrances or exits from this place. It's dim light up to about here. All the rest is pure darkness. So other than the one with the hooded lantern who can see 5 feet and then 10 feet of low light away from him, that's about all you can see. You can't really see much.
Yeah, what do I see in the room?
You see a number of different laboratory tables and different setups. You do, in fact, see an alchemy kit that has been set up. Parts of it have in fact been smashed, though.
Oh.
It looks somewhat in disrepair, as if something went down here. Just from a
Yeah.
brief overview.
There's a partial alchemy kit for you.
So she is continuing to sneak up. Are the rest of you just hanging out there watching her?
I will get within just a second. Is detect magic 30 feet or 60 feet?
I think it's
30.
30.
Okay. Before she gets too close, I will get within 30 feet of the body, to make sure there's nothing magical on there.
All right, you're entering you enter in, and it does appear it has some enchantment on it.
As soon as I see there's magic, I'll whisper through the wire, "Don't touch the body."
Okay, yeah. That's from where you are. You only get the enchantment on him, or the body, and on the tub.
I'll move forward a bit to see if I can see anything else in the rest of the room.
You're scanning with your dark vision dies, your superior dark vision dies, and peering. Not seeing anything.
So
You rolled,
nothing.
you rolled a 16 before, right? For your perception? Your perception earlier when you were looking around?
I don't think I've rolled a perception. It's been
Alright.
investigations.
Alright, roll me a perception.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't really see anything else. You're fine.
But nothing
but-
else radiates magic besides the body and
When you do get to there, you do see what looks to be a staff on the bench over here that has some sort of enchantment on it, as well as a book on this table. Parts of the table look scorched, but the book looks entirely fine.
Ooh.
There are other notes on some of the other tables here.
Looking at the body, can I tell like what it was?
Give me a medicine check.
And I don't think I have anything in that. Yeah, straight 16.
Okay. From what you can tell, this is definitely a Dragonborn. You can see some scales left behind, and that weren't scorched, and they do appear to be blue.
I'm sending a message back to Jasnah.
Okay, you got the message spell as well?
I think we may have found the Dragonborn. He's very much not alive.
Can I try and see if I can figure out what that enchantment is on him?
It's not on him. It's on what looks to be a ring on one of his fingers.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like I said, you felt an enchantment, but now that you're closer, you can actually
Got it.
see what the enchantment
Yep.
is.
I would like to investigate through the papers in the room.
All right, there's the book over here, and then there's a number of notes over here. What's everybody else doing? Just standing back here?
Waiting for an indication that I can turn the lights on.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause Jasnah was just gonna ask. I could light this room if you would like.
I
It
can help with that as
literally-
well.
Orryn thinks the room's probably fine for us, but it literally hasn't occurred to him that other people can't see.
Same to Amavasya.
Grayson
Everyone
will.
blindly.
Everyone just blindly
Stumbling
waiting at the
around.
door.
I meant to see what that spell did, not put it in chat. Fuck. You know
That's
what? But now I can see the description.
It's like if you want to cast
I'm-
it on one side of the room, Jasnah could cast it on the other side of the room.
It's a touch range.
Choose an object. So I will touch Pat's shell. The Platt shell.
No, I take out. We've done this before. I take out an arrow and I hold the fletching of it out to be touched.
Ah, fine. I'll do it your way, the reasonable way.
And then I take that and I shoot it into the middle of the room, at the ceiling.
You
All
could
right.
have just held it.
It hits the. Just give me a attack roll just to see where this thing's gonna land, because this is a stone room.
24.
Okay, you don't go. It doesn't go horribly, and you don't accidentally hit your friends, and it bounces around a little bit, kind of like if you've ever seen Robin Hood, the animated movie with the foxes. It's bouncing around off of a couple walls, and then lands headfirst in the table.
Perfect.
Which, now that your attention is drawn to that table, there looks to be a crate on it that is partially ajar.
Yeah, it's good enough.
So I'm gonna try to take the ring off the body.
Okay, you bend down, reach out with your paw, and
Can I
pull
do
off
it
the
with
ring.
mage hand? I forgot that I have that.
Sure. Your mage hand
Cool.
reaches out.
I'm gonna try to use that for my stuff.
Your mage hand, shaped like a paw, reaches out. Your mage paw, and slips the ring off of his finger. Or one of the rings off of his finger. He has a number of them.
And
Can I just keep taking rings then?
Are you doing this in the open, or are you trying to hide this from your fellows?
I'm just doing it.
All right, then yeah, you go ahead and start taking off. You get 3 rings off of his one hand.
Jasnah doesn't actually seem to mind the looting, and she's going to. I mean, that's what essentially she hired her for, and is going to go also look at the pages and if in any books and generally trying to figure out WTF is happening here. Or what was
I'm just
supposed
gonna-
to be happening here, because obviously most people don't intend to end up dead on the floor in some alternate dimension somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So you're gonna help Orryn investigate that?
Yes.
Yeah, there's the uncharred book there, and then a number of notes and papers here. So which one are you heading for?
She will go for the book.
All right.
I'm gonna take a look at this unopened crate,
Just so
or
I
this
know.
open crate rather.
Or you're looking at the ones on the. Are you also looking at the book, or? looking at the
Yeah,
ones
to
over here.
start with. To start with, looking at the book. Yeah.
Okay, cool. These are important things to know.
Get around to
Because
the
at this
notes.
point, I need Jasnah, Orryn, and I'm butchering the name again. The cat.
Amavasya.
Amavasya. I need
Yeah.
the 3 of you to give me dexterity saving throws.
Ooh.
Well, I have good dexterity.
Ooh.
You do. It's just an unlucky roll.
Sorry,
17
already
plus
used
6
my
for 23.
chronal shifts for the day, or I would help.
Sorry, what was that, Amavasya?
I got a total of 23.
Okay. The three of you, Jasnah, you're very engrossed in checking out this book, so you don't notice when a gout of flame comes from between the boxes behind the lot of you. As the other two, you kind of notice and manage to duck out of the way. Whoops!
Yep.
It should just be that second number. Jasnah, you take 18 points of fire damage, while the other two you only take 9.
Oh.
As you, with all the lights and whatnot, have woken up the baby dragon wormling that was asleep amongst the crates.
That makes sense.
Everyone, go ahead and roll initiative.
I have advantage because Revised Ranger is great.
Yeah, Improvised Ranger is actually useful.
Can Jasnah scoot away? Is there time for that?
I'll just roll it.
So
On her turn. Here, where is it? There. That's Steel for Humans.
Oh, yes.
We'll do pig. Oh, why did that go twice?
Where's my token? There it is. Initiative. I hate rolling with roll 20. I rolled 11 with my dice, and then I was like, oh wait, I have to do initiative on here.
I can just
Thank you,
add you if. What did you roll with your dice?
11 plus my 4.18. Opposed to the 4 from roll 20.
Well, you rolled you said you rolled 11 plus. Oh, so that'd be 15. All right, the red dragon wormling will be up first. Hopefully, you guys can all hear the music.
Oh yeah, it's very cool.
I will roll a d6 to see if it gets its breath weapon back.
Oh.
Which it does, unfortunately. It's going to look to the other two individuals in the room. And it's going to inhale and breathe out. I need both of you to give me dexterity saving throws. With a very lucky damage roll.
Yeah.
Whew.
All right. 4 points of fire damage.
17.
4 points of
Nope.
fire damage.
Sorry, 19.
It's a DC 13. It's not very hard to succeed. But it breathes out on the two of you. Flaps its wings and retreats up into the top of the barrels. Oh yeah, you have familiars. If you want to roll your initiative for your familiars as well.
Oop, that is significantly larger than it needs to be. How do you make it smaller?
I got you.
There we go. Thank you.
All right. Orryn, you just got a gout of flame breathed onto you very hard.
Yep, I'm not terribly happy about that. I am going to cast Magnify Gravity centered on it.
Okay. What does that do?
Damn, that's a bad roll. Con save.
Con save? Okay. It fails.
Okay, it takes the whole 4 damage, force damage, and its speed is halved until the end of the next turn. Oh no, I'm sorry. It failed. So yep, speed is halved.
Okay, good to know.
Also, any object that isn't being worn or carried in a 10-foot sphere around it requires a strength check to pick up. Not likely to matter, but just so you know.
It's up on a bunch of different boxes and whatnot, so, okay. Okay, all but 2 of the boxes and barrels underneath it get pulled in and are crushed by your gravity ball.
I will
And
move over to the corner. As far from the dragon as I can get.
yeah, you're good. Anything else, or is that it?
Action and move, so I think that's everything.
Cool, cool. Amavasya.
Okay. So I am going to using the disengage bonus action. Does that mean penalty free disengage?
Yeah, but you're currently not engaged with anyone.
Not at the moment.
I will say to get up to where this thing is, this is all difficult terrain.
Do I have that because I have natural climbing speed?
No.
You're good at. You can climb up straight surfaces. I'd say you can give me an acrobatics at advantage because of that to try and like parkour over these boxes and whatnot.
Sure.
If you plan on going over them.
Said with advantage?
Yep.
First one would be 12, 16. No. Well, I didn't roll 10 the first time. I rolled a... Fuck. I don't remember what I just rolled. Well, the second one is actually 16. The other one I rolled higher and then had to add 6.
Advantage means you take the higher. But 16
Yeah,
is
I just don't
more
remember what it
than
was.
is enough. You're able to basically like hopscotch your way across the different boxes that haven't been destroyed yet.
Okay.
can
So
get
I'm
right
going
up
to
to it.
move. Is this considered within 10 feet of them if they're up?
Yeah, I'd say at an angle, yeah, about 10 feet, yeah.
Alright, cool. I'm going to use poisons. Did that not pop up?
Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
All right. It succeeds.
Damn.
So no damage.
Well, that's all I got. So I'm going to move. I'm going to bonus action disengage, and then
You don't need to. It doesn't have 10. Only has a 5-foot reach. It's only a baby dragon.
oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. To my movement. So that's. Oh, in that case, I'm going to use dash for my bonus action. Dash give.
You can just move your speed again.
Yeah.
So now I
you
have
can
40 left.
Yeah, so you can literally get up to here. Or total movement? Yeah, you can get all the way back here if you want.
Yeah. I need to be 30 feet. There we go. Yeah, so I'll go to the 30 feet range. Where's the button? Here's the button. A little over 30 feet.
Platt.
Bonus action, mark it as prey.
Mark it as prey. Okay. So it's basically a better hunter's mark.
Kind of. A little bit worse, because it only works once.
But no concentration.
No concentration. And I can also have hunter's mark up at the same time.
Well,
Ooh.
next round, because they're both bonus actions.
I would like to stomp my way up next to it, because I ignore difficult terrain.
Right, Ranger. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Just
Come here, little
destroys
one.
the boxes.
Poke.
Yeah. Go ahead, you're right up next to this little thing.
16 plus 6 is 22.
That hits.
Where's my D8 plus a D6? 6, 8, 10, 14 points of damage.
Alright, I'm guessing this is with a rapier?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you stomp up these boxes and you stab into this dragon's ass. Once you're up closer to it, you're realizing this is a baby. This is just a little infant child. But you still stab into it.
It set someone on fire. I'm not too concerned.
Would you like to do anything else? Do you have any more
Nope,
movement?
that was movement action, bonus action.
Cool, cool, cool. Grayson.
Alrighty.
Wow, I can't believe Platt just stabbed this baby in the fucking ass. Nah. Rude.
What are you eating?
No! Grayson is going to not so he's going to shoot an Eldritch Blast, not at the wormling, but at the barrels it's on to try and like break them and make it like get all stuck inside of the barrels.
If I fall because of you, I swear to God.
There isn't much
It's a sacrifice
left.
I am willing to
Go
make.
go ahead and make an attack roll. It's like
All right.
kind of
To be
If it
fair,
makes
if
it
I
better,
fall on it,
I'm shooting more towards this side of the barrels. More towards this side of the barrel.
okay,
So it's
most
less
of
likely
the barrels
to collapse.
have been destroyed at this point. There's only it's only on like 2 different barrels since the gravity thing
Yeah, fair.
destroyed a lot of them.
Hmm.
To be fair, if I fall on it, that's 460 pounds of turtle coming down on it.
How much do dragon wormlings weigh, I wonder? But go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right.
Aren't they small?
They're medium-sized.
Baby dragon is medium.
Yeah, baby! Big air quotes! Baby!
Yeah,
baby.
it's a barrel. It doesn't exactly have a high armor. Give me how much damage do you get?
Bonk.
All right, you blast through part of this barrel. You think it's about to collapse. There's a nice hole through one half of it, but it's not quite there yet for full destructive might.
You can break a wall with one hit, but you can't break a barrel.
You rolled pretty well on the damage on the wall.
Oh, what was that? Sorry. I totally just.
You destroyed part of the barrel, but it's not quite gone yet.
Okay.
Was that a? I don't know about this for sure, but the pacts that you have, can all spells come from your familiar, or is it still just
Only
touch?
touch spells, I'm pretty sure, even with
Okay.
the thing. Yeah.
All right, just wanted to double check.
Mhm.
Was there anything else you wanted to do?
Yeah, not really. I think that'll be the solid. Grayson's just kind of like, I don't want to kill a little baby, but it's trying to kill us, so.
All right, Jasnah.
Yes,
You're hurt.
Yes, she doesn't look too good, and she's just gonna look at that thing and just be like, hiding? You were hiding? You're the worst example of your kind that I have ever heard of. And then try to mock.
Please tell me that's cutting words. Schmucker, yes.
And then is going to abscond in bonus action that healing potion that thank God she got. And I'm going to analog roll that because fuck these roll 20 dice.
I like
no
how Grayson's like,
worries.
but I don't want to kill it. And then the two scaled people in the party are like, fuck this dragon.
Basically.
That is why I roll analog from now on. That's a good amount of points.
I think we all collectively are just like, you know what? Real dice. Fuck roll 20 and big dice.
I'm good with
100%.
roll 20, so I will continue. Like, if you guys all want to roll analog, I am fine with that. I'm just going to roll all of mine.
It is definitely easier as the DM to, like, have all your shit right there. But,
Oh, yeah. Plus, I'd like to be very open about my rolls, so if a crit kills you, I'm sorry, but I'm keeping everything open. And it has happened. But, yeah. It takes the 4 points of psychic, and Platt, since you're right next to it, you think you see a little dragon tear drop. But I don't know any better.
Yeah, let me wipe that up for you,
and
stab.
she 100%, like, yelled that in Draconic, so it would hopefully possibly know it.
I don't know, it's not that old, but okay. Cool.
A couple days old, at least.
Murder machine gonna grow up to slave humanity.
What's your familiar's name again?
Philly.
Philly. What's Philly doing?
Well, not much. Since they can't really do anything. They can't attack unless I spend my action or anything to let them, so they're just kind of hovering, observing, like, wow, this is fucked. They're fucking burning.
If
Fair enough.
they want to, familiars can use the help action to give advantage to attacks in combat.
True.
But they have to get up close.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
up in this bitch's grill.
Hold on. Can they move far enough? Is the real? Why are they moving? What is? I do not know what is happening as far as roll 20 goes anymore. That was weird.
Kick them over
It's
here.
about
I know, I'm making
24
sure-
feet away.
Okay, easy. So yeah, zoom.
Swing.
Wanna go here?
And
You want to
Oh.
annoy
Use
the
fire
dragon.
breath.
Annoy the
Oh.
dragon.
You gotta
Get
get
in
within 5 feet
there.
of it.
yeah, so no longer invisible. Philly reveals themselves to be this very small little sort of horse-like creature,
And help me.
Help!
and then they just
me.
kind of get up in the dragon's face and just go like blah.
All right,
start,
I'll
like,
say
and
the
start,
next
like,
attack on
exploding
it
and waving
has
around.
advantage.
Giveth me the attack. I'm about to have great sword damage. On
Great
top of my
rapier
rapier
damage.
damage.
All right, I'm gonna roll a d6, see if it gets its breath weapon back. It does not.
Thank goodness.
It's gonna take flight, and so it's no longer standing on the barrels. It seems to have a lot of trouble flying, from what all you guys can tell. Like, it's not used to using its wings in such a way. And it's going to turn and make a bite at you, Platt.
Miss.
You bring up your shield just in time as the fangs around it kind of bite around the shield. You can see little bits of flame popping up from each tooth. It's going to...
Yeah, real helpless.
It's going to go and land actually on the ground, so there's still a couple of barrels in here, so from anyone in this direction, it has half cover from any ranged attacks.
I'm sorry, from which way?
From this direction. Like, there's still some barrels here that weren't crushed, but everything back here was by all the magic. So now any ranged attacks from this direction have half cover. He has half cover from.
Oh, god damn it.
Orryn.
Just a second.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna be mostly useless in this, just so you guys know.
That's low-level wizard.
I have
In general, I play one.
I have 2 damaging spells, and one of them is Firebolt, which is useless here.
I'm gonna say on your turn, you do realize that from the breath weapon, some of these things have started to catch fire, including the table over here where the notes are, and you see some of them starting to go up.
There we go. I will go try and save the notes.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check to see how many notes you can grab quickly before they catch on fire. All right.
Bad.
You grab a good number of notes. You put a few out that look like they're starting to char. You think you got a good handful of them. Any bonus action?
No, I don't think so. I think that's it for me. Moray. Let's see. Moray will fly over and, well, If Moray uses the help action, would that help the second attack, or does that not stack in that way?
I'd say if you want, you can
I guess
have
I
it
could
hold
ready
its
an
help
action. Yeah,
Yeah, ready its help action
ready to help.
for the next attack
yeah,
after Philly.
cool.
All right, Platt.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark, because we going all in.
Here we
Fair
go.
enough. It is now marked. Doubly so. Yeah, attack with advantage.
Oh, natural 20.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
Jeez. This is gonna...
It's gonna hurt.
Double all the dice that you just added.
So basically 8, 6, 6 times 2 plus whatever your dex is.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Oh.
6, 9, 16, double to 32 plus 2 for my archery, 34 plus 4 for my dexterity.
From your archery?
Yes.
Fighting style.
Fighting style. No, not the plus 2. So 36 points of damage.
Ooh, doggy. You kind of have the high ground right now. You're Obi-Wan looking down at Anakin, and you kind of fall onto this dragon, crushing part of its leg and stabbing it deep into the chest. It looks bad. But it's not
stop
dead.
now? Am I gonna have to finish this?
Okay, that's your turn.
Yup.
Amavasya.
Okay,
I'll
so
get
I
it
have.
eventually.
It's all good. I have a question about how hideous laughter works. Is that still considered like a ranged attack, like what
No, it's a saving throw.
using
so...
a bow is?
No.
Okay.
No, it's casted and it has to make a save, so cover doesn't really affect it as long as you can see it.
Okay. Can I see it? Oh,
Yeah, you can see it.
I will use hideous laughter then.
All right. What's the save? Wisdom.
Wisdom.
It
Ooh.
fails despite bleeding out and looks like it's about to kick the bucket. You can hear a kind of weird coughing kind of sound coming from it.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Oh god.
Oh, it has
Um,
advantage if you guys are. No, never mind.
Only if we trigger, only if we hit the thing now.
Yeah. Which, well, it's fallen prone now.
Is it possible
So-
to use a bonus action to grapple?
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
No.
that's in place of an attack.
So yeah,
Gotcha,
you
shit.
got your movement
Okay.
and your bonus action left.
I don't think I have any other action. Okay, so I guess bonus action, I'm gonna call out to everybody and go, does anybody have something we can tie this up with? It's a bit young just to murder. And that's it.
Grayson.
Haven't got any rope myself. And then... what can I do to help? Shit. I've been trying to think, and I only have blasting spells.
Then blast it. It tried to kill you. It tried to burn your beautiful face.
My face is beautiful. Okay, yeah. Well, I'd like to tie it up. Not sure that's an option. So,
What are you doing?
he's gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Alright, it's at disadvantage because it is currently prone.
But it's at advantage because Moray is helping.
Gotcha.
And it still
So
has,
it's
at this point,
even.
with it fully prone, it would have 3/4 cover, I'd say. Since it's now fully fallen
Oh
down
yeah, like the
behind
table and
barrels.
everything's in the way. All the boxes. Okay.
So make your attack.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 14 misses as your bolt goes just high over it. Or you forgot to roll the second one for the advantage.
Well,
it's
it
just
had-
straight
Oh well,
against
advantage and then disadvantage
Yeah.
they cancel out.
Yeah, I completely blanked on the prone.
Yeah.
Do you want to move anywhere?
He'll move just kind of over here to get a better, more of a straight line on the situation. But
All right. Jasnah, you want to finish this thing off with a word?
Are they actively trying not to kill it as a group?
Your friend, one friend just stabbed it pretty brutally. The other made it fall down in laughter, and the last one tried to blast it, but just missed. And your other
But
friend is
two
trying to
of
catch
them
No,
have
she's-
voiced not wanting to murder.
Yeah, so she'll say, like, Red ones are notorious for being dangerous, murderous, and the sort of things that are hunted down to begin with. And,
Wisdom save.
woo! This is why I should roll.
You see one final tear drop from this poor creature's eye, and it's weird coughing laughter slows, and stops. It literally only had one hit point left.
Oh no!
The
Ew.
other things in the area have started to catch fire, and it is starting to get pretty smoky in here.
I will grab the book and the staff.
Question: were those notes already grabbed by you?
Yeah. What I could, anyway.
All right,
yeah.
cool. That's along this wall. Are those all just like?
Give me an investigation check.
What's actually on fire?
Part of this table, all of this table, and a number of the different boxes here.
Okay, so first thing I do is inhale and then not exhale for an hour.
That's
Okay.
neat.
Because that's something I can do.
That is true.
Huh.
And I'm going to I'm gonna take my big ass blanket and I'm just gonna come over here and start smothering flames.
Cool. I can say over the course of about 10-15 minutes, you can smother all the flames. On this table, it looks to be parts of an alchemy set, some of which are broken. You do find a box which looks to contain 4 healing potions in them, one of which is smashed. They look very similar, like they're the same vial that of the kind that Jasnah just drank.
You said how many were there? 3?
3.
3. Okay. I'm gonna snag those. The alchemy set I thought was picked up by somebody earlier. Whatever
the
remained of
set
it.
has been partially smashed, unfortunately.
Partially smashed. That's okay.
Yeah. You also find what looks to be a number of large pieces of shell. You guys were all focused on the left-hand side of the room, but there are large pieces of shell, enough to encase, say, a medium-sized creature.
Could I collect the shell pieces, or are they like too brittle?
They're not too brittle. They're just, you go and try and touch them, and they're quite hot.
Oh. Could I pick them up like using a cloth?
Sure. They would be too big to put in a bag, and if you did put them in a bag, they'd be probably crushed by the other objects.
What about in a
Just
bag of
warning you.
holding?
Wait, can I use my
Mhm.
my mage paw? Just hold it with that.
Yeah, you can hold it.
I'll do that then.
All right, you have part of a red dragon egg in your mage paw. There was one other thing that you found, and it looked to be a silvery vial. A vial, or yeah, basically a vial with some silvery liquid inside of it.
Of silvery liquid. Okay.
And with a 14, that's all you find.
I was looking before the dragon made barbecue. I was examining what was in this partially opened box.
All right, you're taking a look inside. With all the commotion, some of the contents look to have shifted. You take a look in. You see what looks to be kind of more eggs, but not as large as the other ones, obviously. But you see two eggs about a bit smaller than a football size, smashed inside the box, and one that looks to be still pristine. It is red with brown spots over it.
Does it look the same as the eggshells that were being picked up?
It does not. It is also much too small comparatively.
What was this one doing?
Would that be in nature or?
Yeah, can I make a nature check on that?
Sure.
And sorry, what was the coloration of the egg?
The one that you have or the one that he found?
The one that Platt found.
16.
21.
19, 20, also
red,
21.
Red with brown spots.
Brown spots, okay, thank you.
And it is definitely draconic in nature, at least to an extent. It's much too small to be any full or any true dragon. You think this might be a pseudo-dragon egg. Also, hold
You
on.
fuck a
I
dragon?
need to close the door because sound.
So, this one is far more interesting. He'll take it up and very gently place it on the table.
Oh.
Bigger is definitely not always better.
Especially in the Crimson Tyrant department.
I'm also just noticing how late it is. So with all of this, we will pick it up again next week. Things ran a bit longer than I had originally anticipated. So do write down any questions you might have so you don't forget them for next week.
Maybe we should just have a collective loot list of everything we find.
Yeah, I can make a loot list.
I think we have a loot list already.
Inventory, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
have a party inventory and any party notes that all of you can add to.
Yeah, maybe just a collective loot list so we don't spend the next half hour of the next session going over what we find.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll put in all the things that you found in the party inventory. At least
okay.
down here, and we'll pick up exactly where we left off after you've collected some of the notes here, the book, the staff, and all the items over here.
And hey, guys, guess what we now have?
A dragon corpse?
An empty demi-plane that is comfortable.
Ho ho ho!
It's a bit too warm for my taste.
We could get rid of the lava. That's something that's doable.
How would you get rid of lava?
Well, the bucket isn't melting.
How big is the bucket?
A decent size, larger than.
Is it a bucket or a barrel?
It's large. It's a large bin.
None of us are strong enough to carry that.
Basically, if the egg was still intact, you'd be able to place the egg fully into the lava.
To manipulate something.
So yeah, I can definitely fit a medium-sized creature, no problem. Hey, you can have turtle soup.
I don't like this joke.
My apologies. turtle soup.
I don't like this joke.
I am going to end the session here. Yay for session 1!
Woot.
Yay! Thanks for hanging in there, including Jasnah.